Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tabletop Roleplay Theater for our presentation of The Land of Dark Dreams. My name is Bethany, and I will be the dungeon mistress for tonight's game. Before we begin, I'd like to thank all of you watching live on Twitch or in the future on YouTube. You are the reason we do this. We also want to thank Roll20 for being our virtual tabletop. For those of you who haven't gotten the chance lately, Descent into Avernus has released on Roll20, and it is devilishly good.
Oh.
Laugh, players. Thank you. I also want to thank all these wonderful people below me. I'm sure you all have met them before, but we're going to introduce them once more. Holy cow. I think the operator changed the layout again on you guys. I keep trying to do clockwise and counterclockwise, but now you're stacked in this awesome pattern. Everybody give a thumbs up to our operator. Kurt, you are an amazing man. I don't care what your friends say about you. We'll start from the bottom and work our way up this time. Lake, who are you and what are you playing?
Hi, I am Blake. I am playing Reynard Montelier of the Montelier clan of Marcera, the wizard, who is clearly just not a people person. Not at all. Not in the slightest. He does not get along with anybody as far as anybody can tell at this point. I'm also a host here on TTRP Theater. I run the Curse of Strahd games that are hosted on Saturday nights. If you like gothic horror, you should probably come check it out. I do terrible things to my players. It's wonderful.
Indeed. Roman.
Hi, my name's Vitali, or Matt. I go by Vitali most of the time. I was playing Roman. We'll see what I'm playing today. I finally got the art for him done a few days after he died. But yeah, so let's figure out what I'm doing today.
Yay for art.
Yay, it's beautiful
Yay.
too.
Hey, at least you waited until level 3. That's usually the point where your character has a better chance of survival.
Sure.
Usually. Michael, who are we playing?
Oh. Well, my name is Michael. I am playing Tempest, although maybe today I'm playing Cerulean Autumn Hall.
Yeah, I think we're a little...
I don't want to play Tempest. He rolls so many ones.
You know what? You're not wrong.
You're cursed
But,
now.
Burn
Anyway,
the sheet, make a new one.
You were in the portrait.
anyway, I play Tempest. He's an asshole. Gets along with people a little bit better than Reynard does, but not by much. And yeah, we'll see what happens today. See what happens.
Ian.
Sup, I'm Ian. There's my camera. I play a Warforged artificer named Kevin, and he gets along with people way better than Tempest or Renard does. And he just wants to help 23 find a way to bring Roman back.
It's a really low bar to set.
It is a really low bar to set, but Kevin is a fairly friendly robot.
Robot. All right. Not Michael. Sean.
Hi, I'm Sean. I play Cerulean Autumn Hall of the Autumn Hall family from Marcera. He is a celestial warlock, and kind of along the same with Kevin. He gets along, or tries to get along with everyone that he can. He's a bit nicer than 70% of the people in the group, but he tries.
Don't we all? And last but most certainly not least, 23.
I'm Connor. I play 23, the Warforged from an old ancient war, now reawoken, ready to slay whatever he may. Yeah, I hit things really good.
You do.
Hit it very hard. Okay. The players have been introduced. The stage has been set. And it is time for us to get into tonight's episode of The Land of Dark Dreams.
Tempest.
Welcome back. So, where we last left off. Misfortune, the intrepid heroes from Darrowshore, have completed their job request from the wounded warriors of Mithradel, assisting them in reclaiming their keep of Ravenglade in the Alawanera, and finding Leah's children that were reluctantly left behind when a black dragon named Duskwhisper took advantage of their beleaguered state following a battle against a band of orcs. Through no small amount of planning, luck, and deception, you struck against the dragon and her orcish allies, slaying the creature, infiltrating the keep, and slaying the orcish allies of Duskwhisper. Subsequent investigations revealed a few interesting things. A hobgoblin named Koth was also with the orcs, though he escaped through a mystical stone that teleported him to safety when all was looking grim for him. You did find the children you were looking for, Sillin and Fane, and you found the laboratory notes of one Fiven Hanali and the unfortunate werewolf who was trapped in his laboratory, though it seemingly escaped as you returned back to deal with it. You spent some time in the library, reading a few interesting tidbits of information, before finally making your way out of Ravenglade Keep and towards the town of Bailick. Unfortunately, an ambush in that night turned into a battle for your lives, as Fiven Hanali was revealed to not only have been a warrior of Mithradel, but also a werewolf of extreme strength. The same one whose notes you had recovered. Though he was brought down with the aid of the spiritual fox you had met earlier, the life of one of your friends, Roman, was taken in a last-ditch attack by the enraged lycanthrope. Now, as Kevin holds the body of Roman, walking into the darkened Alawanera forest in search of the spirit fox, Misfortune, what would you like to do?
I would like to clarify that 23 is holding the body, not Kevin.
I was also going to clarify that.
Below Kevin.
I am not strong enough to carry a body.
He wimpy.
I'm Cerulean staying at camp.
Tempest is at camp too. Kind of looked like he was going to go off and then just kind of like sat down at the camp, just frustrated.
I am sticking with 23.
And 23 is trying to figure out which direction he may have seen this fox run off to, if there's footprints or anything, any tracks or anything like that.
Reynard is just going off on his own, and he needs to just be alone for a moment.
Wait, but guys, what's Roman doing?
Lying dead.
Just laying there.
Let me get in character.
Give him an
Reading
Oscar.
too much.
Yeah, Cerulean does take out the book of lycanthropy that he got, not the journal that Reynard has, but the one that he got from the library, and he's looking through it for signs or conditions that lead up to lycanthropy and a possible cure, because he was bit and now he's just being careful because he doesn't know. Yeah, he just doesn't know.
A investigation check with advantage.
Oh boy, I don't have a good investigation, but here we go.
Got advantage, you'll be fine.
10.
It's dark, you're freaked out, and you're having a hard time focusing on reading, or even your fingers shake as you flip through several of the pages. Don't see anything immediate, but you're going to keep reading.
Yeah, he'll take at that, he's just sort of having, someone just died and he's just now kind of coming down for the adrenaline rush of almost dying, someone dying, and then a fight. He just snaps the books to close and he's just rubbing at his face.
Okay.
Do you need help, Autumn?
Possibly. I don't know exactly. I could be infected. I don't know. I can't really see that well. I mean, I can. It's just lots happened.
Yes. Yes, it has.
Are you all right?
I'll be fine. And Tempest is just kind of sitting there, angrily just scribbling in his little journal, just not really even looking up.
Okay. Bernard, you're wandering off into the woods?
Yep.
Okay. Any particular direction, heading, or purpose?
Nope. Just looking for seclusion for the moment.
Okay. Traversing 20 minutes away, you do manage to find a nice little quiet spot next to a tree and just lean against it. Nightlife, darkness, and solitude surround you. $23 and Kevin.
I would like so 23 is looking for a forest spirit. Or a forest fae type spirit. I would like to, while I'm walking with him, look through my book that I found on fae stuff, and see if there's anything in that book that I can find that has the power to do what he's looking for. And to give myself light so I can see, I'm going to magically
First off, ow, bang, ah!
Yeah, I'm gonna magically tinker my orange poncho to shed 5 foot bright, 5 foot dim.
Okay.
And I'll just use that. I'm obviously reading while I'm walking, so I'm not necessarily like reading more, just like looking for keywords as I flip through the book, looking to see if the book talks about any sort of beings of a sufficient, power level, so to speak, to do what 23 is hoping.
Make an Arcana check with advantage.
That's pretty good.
Okay.
Nice.
There are a lot of Fey entities who are capable of doing a great many things. But they tend to be aloof, mysterious, and do not usually interact directly with the mortal world. But you have seen one, the spirit fox. And you think, as you walk further into the forest, 23 holding the limp body of Roman, a faint light flickers ahead of you, almost prancing like a lantern in the darkness, up and down, faintly blue and moving closer, before you can see once again the Fey spirit almost drawn to you as it stops about 30 feet away and just seems to appraise all of you, observant, both of you observant.
23 will stop. He'll lay the dead body of Roman on the ground. Not really just looking over the body, just be like, "We need your help. Now is unfortunately not the time for games. This is a man who saved both me and my friend here from slavery and chains and on very unhonorable acts. He deserves a much better death than what he was given. Please, if there's anything you can do, please, I beg of you."
Make a persuasion check.
Oof.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Ouch.
Ouch time.
The spirit fox slowly pads up to all of you, and it passes both of you a curious look, or its body just sits about 5 feet away from Roman. Have you set him down?
I have set him on the ground, yes. And I will also bring out the wooden axe and also lay it in front of next to Roman's body as well.
Okay.
I would take because Roman had a wooden. It was a dagger or short sword.
I think it was a short sword.
I'll take the wooden short sword out and put it next to the axe.
Its body sits near Roman and just seems to be staring at his prone corpse, unmoving, unblinking. and then it faintly shimmers and vanishes. I need everybody but Batali to please take your headphones off. Roman.
Yes.
You feel cold. The eternal darkness of the abyss swallowing everything around you. Almost like there's an absence of anything, just a void around you. But in that same feeling, you acknowledge you exist. You are with form. You can see your hands white and translucent, your body naked, floating in nothingness. It feels like this for quite some time. You are unable to gauge how long passes this floating feeling around you. But eventually a light, a warmth seems to draw you. And a few moments will pass by before you feel something on your feet, a cool, wet, dewy grass. And the scene shifts from black to a very twilight realm with trees of multitudes of bright colors, orange, greens, blues, purples, yellows, and almost in a pastel or rainbow. You can hear entities calling, whispers, talking, birds chirping, the stag braying. And you can see the fox kind of hopping back and forth, chasing its tail for a moment before it looks at you, and then scampers off about 20 feet into the woods.
Looking about, I mean, staring. Am I still nude?
Yes.
I'd probably just. Where am I? Are you leading me somewhere? I'll start kind of moving that way, but not like chasing just yet.
As you start walking in that direction, the trees almost seem to part in front of you, leading into a path that narrows, where at the end of it you can see a filigree-edged silvered mirror of rather human-sized proportions. And as you approach, moving forward, you think you see a figure within this mirror. Translucent, almost. Barefoot, wearing gossamer garments the size of handkerchiefs to provide her some semblance of modesty. She is not a very tall woman, perhaps 4.5 feet tall. Very slim, pointed ears of fairy beauty, white hair that flows down almost to her ankles. And she seems to appraise you for a long moment before she just almost seems to draw you forward.
Hello? Are you the fox? Does the fox work for you? I'm not sure what's going on.
She smiles a little bit. Kirai is mine, and she has brought you to me. She does this from time to time, hoping against hope for a spark to ignite. I am Varenestra, daughter of Tatiana of the Sealy Court. And she'll bow her head.
Roman kind of bows his head back awkwardly, not really sure how to do it.
Why are you here?
I mean, I was fighting in the Alawan era, and there was a werewolf saving some kids, and the fox showed up to help, and everything went black, and now I'm here.
She'll lean forward in the mirror, kind of looking at you, almost as if she's piercing into your soul. Why are you here?
I need to go back. I have to go back.
Why?
I want to say they need me, but I mean, I want to help. I mean, I can't just leave them to deal with the stillborn dead by themselves.
She'll lean back. You have a desire to help your friends. I hear their calls even here. You saved them. Why?
I guess I thought back in those days it was okay if we were just fighting military people, but slavery crosses the boundary. I mean, my father always told me about protecting what was right and stepping even against his best friends when he knew what they were doing was wrong. So I guess all I could really hear was him.
The image of the mirror will flicker, and you can see 23 and Kevin nearby your body. It flickers again, and you can see Renard clutching the book, leaning against a tree, staring off into space. You can see Tempest and Cerulean at the campfire looking lost and confused. What do you see, Roman?
They look scattered. I mean, it can't be because of me. I mean, I was just the sneaky guy with a blade. They're easily the weakest in the group. I don't understand.
Even the weakest man can cast a long shadow, Roman. The strongest person is useless without the hand to guide it. If you are taking up this life, this group of your friends, to fight against the stillborn dead of all things, they need focus. They need vision. And above it all, they need a leader. Renard cannot get out of his own way. Tempest has the emotions of a teaspoon, and he wears them on his sleeve. The others, they look to you, Kevin in 23. Even Cerulean is too new to truly appreciate what's coming. But you've seen it. You who have come from awful lands and seen friends die, know the horrors of this world. You can guide them. And I can give you the means to do so. But it shall come at a steep cost.
Whatever it is, I'm ready to pay it.
Are you certain this is the path you wish to take?
It's the path I feel like at this point, it's the path I have to take.
Very well. Kirai. And this fox will bound forward, and she'll smile at him and go, my beloved, a champion has arisen. Do you choose him? And the fox will peer at you for a moment before it lunges at you and seems to into your body. You feel the jerk of warmth into you before your arm kind of extends out and an energy forms before it pulses. And from it springs a rapier of two blades intertwined together of two different colors, white and purple, intermingled almost as like a piece of rebar, so tightly bound to a single point at the end. The blade hilts at a crossguard with the symbol of the filigree silver mirror. thin and angled. And it is done.
Kind of take it up and kind of hold it in front of his face, looking it over. How do I go back?
You're already back. And she will flicker your body. And you find yourself awake.
Oh, they went on backwards.
I even turned down my volume to make sure I didn't hear.
All right, everybody back?
Yes.
Yep. I'm
All right, everybody's got their headphones in. Kevin in 23, you see Roman's body shimmer for a moment. His body pulsating blue with an almost white and blue ephemeral light before he startles awake.
Oh,
You're alive!
oh.
Shit.
23, I will say, I did not think this plan of yours would work.
23 is picking him up and like lifting him into the air.
Ow, oh, God. Oh, my chest still hurts. Put me down.
Wait, I can fix that. I'll cast Cure Wounds on you.
You gain some health.
Now I'm out of spell slots.
What? I can't believe it worked.
I'm going to look around
I also
me.
can't.
Do I see the rapier?
It is not around you.
The fox, I heard you guys and she brought me to a mirror and said I had to go back, and I'm back.
We wouldn't let you die that easily, my friend.
Yes.
Is everyone else okay? Are the kids okay?
Everyone else is all right. It's just there's a bit of tension right now, but you're back, so the tension should fade.
Varying degrees of okay. Tempest and Reynard had words.
He'll reach up real quick just to check that his headband is still there, and then he'll kind of. So, what are we waiting for? Let's get back.
Well, I agree. Let's go, my friend. 23
Yes.
will, with a perk and a step, lead the way back to camp.
Okay. You will all see Roman, Kevin, and 23 walking back, except Renard, who is currently out of town.
Look, it worked.
I present to you a newly reborn Roman.
Hey guys.
Tempest literally just like his jaw is just like
Cerulean will stand up and he'll walk over and he'll extend a hand out to shake Roman's hand.
Take it in his hand. Good to see you, Lee.
Good to see you alive. I'm glad you were able to find something.
Don't know. I'm still kind of not sure what's real and what's not at this point, but I can feel the dirt beneath my boots. That's good enough for me right now.
I agree, my friend.
Would you like some water?
What was the afterworld like?
Dark. I don't know if I went. I mean, I've heard the afterlife explained as hell. I've heard it explained as angels and bright lights. It was neither of those things. So I don't know if where I went was there or everyone's just wrong.
It's quite possible due to where we are. Maybe the term for afterlife is different here.
What matters is you're back now.
Yes.
Would you like some water?
Now we have to make sure that no one dies.
Yeah.
yeah, it's good to see you again.
Yeah, I'll go in my bag, pop out my water skin, pop the top off, and extend it out to Roman.
Yeah. He'll take a sip, not feeling that thirsty at first, but after like really getting a good sip of water, he basically just like puts almost the whole thing back. He's like,
It's a good thing we're near stream. He'll smile and take it back.
Yeah, you can have mine as well. Obviously.
I think I'm good. Where's Renard?
He left to be by himself, it seems. We haven't seen him since.
May have
You know.
had some words with him after events went down.
Well, let's get him back. I mean, we can't. And we saw what happened just being together in the woods here.
He cares more about that damn book than any of us. I don't know if I trust him anymore.
His logic. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say I could send Roderick out to go look for him.
I shall go fight him. Roman, I feel like you should come with if you are feeling up for the task.
Yeah, I don't feel like sitting still much more anymore. Still, you see his hands are still kind of like shaking. He's like,
I require a sentry's rest, but I can give you both light.
I can give them light as well if you want to take your sentry's rest.
Well, I can. It just lasts.
Oh, that's fair.
Which direction did they head off in?
That's really
Damn
important.
it.
I don't imagine Renard went too far away and not as it is not really hiding his location.
Could I track him with a survival check, or is it just easy?
I'm asking Renard a question about that.
I mean, you clarified he went about 20 minutes away, so.
But I mean, you didn't hide or attempt to disguise your tracks.
He was not trying to disappear so that nobody could ever find him again in the middle of a dark and dangerous forest.
Just checking. Then it does not take you all very long to follow the trail of the direction he chose, where you could see him kind of leaning against a tree.
Renard! Look who we have. It's Roman. He's alive.
yeah, doing all right out here.
Renard just kind of stares at you for a second. And then he'll actually like cast light on his ring and shine it in your direction.
Nice to see you too.
I don't think I've gone mad that quickly, so something about this doesn't seem quite right.
I went out with Kevin and we found the forest spirit.
Forest Spirit did this.
Allegedly, I imagine so. I presented his body to it, and it approached Roman's body and disappeared. And then a few minutes later, Roman was awake and alive in front of us.
Renard will make a point of like shining the light, trying to shine it through him, like he's trying to see through an illusion.
Cerulean will, just to make sure that, it's not an illusion, he'll pat Roman's shoulder.
I had to poked him a few times on the way here. He's not dead anymore, I think.
I don't think I'm dead. Still look like me, right? I haven't really gotten to look in a mirror.
Put a hand over where his heart should be. Feel for a heartbeat just in case.
Looking paler.
He's alive.
Well, that's surprising.
Your profile looks exceedingly better now. It's like, this is better.
It probably would be better than me having my entrails ripped out by a werewolf, so yes.
I agree.
That is true.
DM, we should probably ask you, does he look physically different at all?
Oh, yeah.
I want Kevin to make a check for Arcana.
Oh, interesting.
A robot.
There is something different about him, Kevin, but you can't put your finger on it.
Roman, were you bit by chance?
He was torn asunder.
Right, but I was unconscious for a good portion of that battle. I don't know if he was bit or not.
It kind of bit me, it clawed me.
It did a lot.
Okay.
I think everything other than kicking me, it did to me. What, do you want me to do like a test or something?
No. It's not that. I was just making sure.
Man.
I mean, do you feel like yourself? You don't feel different.
Discord real quick. I sent you a message.
Mm-hmm. I got it.
Okay.
Do you feel any different? Or, just like you?
I feel like healthier. I feel better. I mean, but then again, my direct comparison was me bleeding out on the ground.
Right, right, that makes sense.
I mean, just kind of looking over his hands, I feel the same, at least to me. Like I said, I feel healthier, still kind of just overwhelmed with like emotions, not dead. Like,
All right, well, as long as you're feeling better, that's all that matters.
well,
Perhaps we should have the rest of this conversation back at camp. The children are still there. We need to make sure they're okay.
I'd assume we'd have brought them with us.
I would like to point out I also was settling in for a century's rest, so I wouldn't actually be here with you.
They're still
okay.
Yeah, they're not
Okay.
wandering into the forest tonight. Those children can't.
Oh.
Yeah, the two of you that said you were going to come look for me turned into 4 people without anybody realizing it.
Yeah,
I
I'm
would've
still
been there
back
to
at the
track.
camp. I'm in sleep mode back at the campsite.
I suppose you just wanted to make sure that, everyone was okay now.
Yeah, Tempest came to help like track and get there, but obviously it wasn't hard, so
40 minutes go by, and eventually everybody returns.
I don't know about you guys. I'm going to sleep. There's a few things I need to look into, specifically about the bite. But I'll deal with that when it comes to Roman. I'm glad that you're safe in your return.
yeah, if you find out anything out about if we're infected, let me know.
I'll look at some side effects, maybe conditions of something of lycanthropy, and if any of us begin to exhibit it, we might need to. I don't even know the first step of even finding a cure to that. Like it's, I don't know if it's a disease, a virus, a curse. I don't quite know.
well, Autumn, why don't I borrow? I can take first watch if you want me to borrow the book. I'll look through here and see if I find anything.
If you do, I greatly appreciate that. He'll take out the book and extend it out.
Yeah, I don't think I could sleep anyway, so I'll take first watch.
Do you need some light?
If you don't mind, yes, that'd be nice.
I'll cast light, sort of like a little orb just over Tempest so we can see. And I'll go to sleep.
It does have to be cast on an object, but
Oh, doesn't it cast on object?
If you're looking for an object, I'll just take one of my braids and kind of like it's got like feathers and stuff on it.
Oh.
Like, just put on one of these.
I'll press a finger to it and boop.
One of my
Roman's
feathers just
headband and
glows.
23's greatsword also would be glowing.
there's illumination from the campfire as well.
It's like maybe we should put out some of these lights, just a few of them.
I can't. I'm asleep.
Oh, you're asleep. Oh, whatever. In any case,
They
I'll
just
just start.
run until I stop them.
Fair. I'll
Tempest, if you're going to be reading the book, make an investigation check with advantage.
Well, I started off strong tonight.
Tough read.
Hey, at least you roll a 2, you know?
Better than usual.
Tough read.
Tough read. Figured. I'm just like, I don't know any of these words.
It's a lot of complex alchemical formulas, and just it's like trying to pick up a 400 level biology book when you've never read biology in high school.
Why don't they just use normal words? As I whisper that to myself because everyone's asleep.
For the rest of you, your long rest will pass without incident.
Uh,
Oh, I thought we were.
I was
going
gonna do something.
Oh, well,
You guys keep jumping over. I can't get a word in edgewise anymore. Yeah, no, Reynard is not going to go to sleep tonight. He is going to take a short rest. He's going to push that exhaustion again because why the hell not? He is going to stay up all night reading through the journal.
okay. Make an investigation check again for me.
So
Well,
can I
he's-
ask, why am I the only person not getting advantage on these investigative checks and read the books? Because the last 2 people both got advantage on this. Is there a reason for that I can know?
I think it's because for me it was due to me possibly being.
It's a book of.
That's why weapon proficiency.
Makes sense.
I understand now.
Obviously.
Yes, Bernard, you may make it with advantage.
I was just curious why everybody else was rolling at advantage, but I wasn't.
You need to have a great sword proficiency to be able to have advantage on this specific book.
Well, I mean, it could be just a very high-level book.
An all-nighter is what you end up pulling on this book, or journals. And the more you read it, the more absurd it seems to be. It looks, near as you can tell, that Fiven was trying to accomplish two things. He was trying to create half-breed werewolves that were humanoid with the strength of the werewolf, but he also wanted them to be obedient and totally subservient. And to that end, he was exploring methods of necromancy, combining a way to create super soldiers in an undead fashion. It doesn't look like he was close. A lot of his notes end in frustration, but there are certainly the beginning stages of what is very likely to be a powerful necromantic incantation if it is ever completed and researched thoroughly.
Okay.
You would be looking at an army of extremely strong, extremely durable, lethal undead werewolves.
For my curiosity, how much of that is in the loose notes and how much of that is in the actual journal?
Well, it's the combination of the two is what you're able to interpret from.
Okay. All right.
And Tempest was only going to take like a first watch. I didn't know if we were going to do like shifts or something.
Did anybody else do anything?
I'd probably be awake by the time third watch rolls around, so I could just take the last watch.
Tempest wants a long rest. Just didn't want to go to bed first.
Oh, and Renard, as you are sleeping, or not sleeping, reading your book, Fane will actually walk up to you and offer you the books that she was reading.
She walks into my tent.
Yeah. She'll hand it to you. Hey, you said you wanted to read it. I'm done.
That's very nice of you. I'm reading this one at the moment, but would like to read through that one eventually.
And she'll set it down. I finally finished the title on it. She hands you The Curious Creatures of the Second Calamity.
You actually don't know how useful this would be to me. Back in Bayawake, I was looking into this, and here you are just managing to come up with a book that is basically exactly what I wanted to find. You're lucky. Wow.
That's what my name means in Sylvan. She'll wink at you and walk out.
Part of me is going to be like, Reynard wants to inside check that, but no, that's me being an asshole, not Reynard being an asshole. All right. I will just say that throughout the night, people are going to notice that there's always light on Reynard's tent because he doesn't go to sleep tonight.
Her book is magical.
Okay.
All right. Anybody else doing anything in this evening?
Trying not to die while standing.
Always.
Roman's just sleeping like a rock.
Like the dead?
Yes,
I'd imagine you're currently leveling up your character, so.
that I'm also doing.
All right.
Assuming that I wake up a little before everyone else because I sentry rested and everyone went running off after Renard, I would go find Renard when I woke up.
Lights on. It's still dark out, but lights on.
Open the tent flap and walk in.
Wow.
What'd you knock?
Not a tent. And also, no, I'm a robot.
Knock on the pole.
There's
Renard. But
sorry. There's an old movie called Hot Shots where they come to this American Indian reservation and they go to this guy's wigwam and rings a doorbell, and there's a series of bolts are unlocked instantly. Just door flaps open. Sorry.
Very similar because Reynard casts alarm on his tent. So anyone who tries to come in, it's like mental ping. Someone's at your door.
We have a mobile doorbell.
Renard, I am glad to see you're awake.
Yes, not sleeping tonight. Too much to look into.
Yes, understandable. I did want to mention something to you. On the way back to the campsite, I noticed something seemed off with Roman, but I couldn't quite put my finger on it.
What do you mean off?
Off. He didn't seem like the Roman that was in the party before the unfortunate werewolf accident.
Didn't notice anything different.
I couldn't quite figure out what it was, but it was something was different.
Do you think 23 could notice it? You all traveled together long before you met us on the ship.
Possibly, but 23 isn't the most perceptive.
No, that's fair. I was just... If it seemed to be a matter of familiarity, then yes. If it's a magical nature, then it's something we can look into.
DM question. With the research that I did in the book while we were trying to bring Roman back, did it seem like what happened to Roman was within the range of outcomes for what could have happened with that particular Fey spirit?
Beyond the book. Whatever happened. There is no mention anywhere of somebody coming back to life out of nowhere. It describes any number of very powerful Fey creatures of any number of styles, ranging from Titiana of the Sealy Court to the Queen of Air and Darkness. It's a wide variety of creatures that are part of that universe. You were certain it was a Fey thing, though.
I will say this. I have a book on Fey, Renard. I was flipping through it to try and find a mention of any entities that could do what was done to Roman. The book goes into much detail and speaks on a high level about many powerful entities, but it talks almost 0% about anyone doing what happened to Roman.
I don't know.
It makes me wonder if it was the Fey Fox that brought him back, or if it was something else. I just figured I would mention it to you. You are a learned person. Maybe you would have knowledge on this that I might not.
I mean, that's not really my forte. Would this be something that I could even think about making a check on, GM? What check would this be?
At this point, you're pretty exhausted. You could certainly try, though.
Now, speaking of that exhaustion, do I have exhaustion, or do I get to make a con save against the exhaustion?
If you're just straight up not sleeping, then I think it just happens. Sleep deprivation.
So, all right. He'll just shake his head. Not after last night. No. I'll think more on it. I will keep it in mind. It's something that we can study when we get back to Beowick. The Master of Conjuration at the Tower. I imagine this might be something that she would know a fair bit about, considering her knowledge of otherworldly creatures, considering her field of knowledge. Maybe we should sit him down, look him over for magical effects, see if there's anything magical affecting him. The last thing I want to learn is that Roman has been charmed and is working for the means to some other creature.
Or if it is not truly Roman.
It seems far-fetched. It seems like a jump, but I don't know.
No, I was going along the same line of thought that maybe this is not truly Roman that came back.
I don't pretend to understand the machinations of creatures that live that long. The creatures that live that long tend to do as they see fit because they tend not to have to deal with the ramifications of their actions.
I will keep my eye on him as we walk back to town. But I do agree, the Archmage would be a good place to go to.
If anyone would be.
Okay.
I'll just turn and walk back out of his tent.
All right. Anybody else? Okay. Then the dawn rises over a new day, and those of you who slept benefit from the effects of a long rest.
I'm alive.
Okay.
That was a good nice nap.
It was. Hopefully. I'll feel back at the bite to see if it feels any different.
Still scarred, still scratched.
It'll come over and be like, "Isn't that a good thing? Would it have done something different if it was infected?
Yeah, but it's scarring faster.
Is it?
It hasn't scarred over.
Oh, it hasn't scarred over. I thought you said. I thought you said scarred over. My bad.
It is not scarred over, but it is not bleeding either. It just looks like an open wound. It's just there.
Okay, it's not bleeding anymore. But
Do you-
you think an open wound would do that?
Do you feel wolfy?
No.
Do you feel like howling at the moon, or just in
I-
general?
No.
Okay, raw meat. Feel like that?
No, it needs to be cooked
Okay, well you seem to be doing good then.
for now. I'll keep reading while we're walking. At least we now know how to get out of the forest, right?
I think we were
Yes.
already partially on the way back.
You guys
yeah.
were on the way out, yeah.
Yeah, but we know we know the trek back. Like we know the way we got to here.
Tempest is a pro tracker.
Let's hope so. So yeah, I guess while we're traveling, I'll be reading the book.
I would like to, as we're walking, talk to Roman about
It
his
is
revival.
It is about a week's walk back to Bailiwick, so you have the time.
When you come back, Kevin, I'm probably just standing next to Lee, waiting for him to make some kind of discovery on how to figure out if we're infected or not.
I'll even like pass it off to Roman as well to see if he can't see something that I missed. Maybe.
Does Roman have scars?
Roman
Or
is...
open wounds?
No.
What are you two doing?
I want to make sure that it's just me and not anyone else here. Did anyone else here get bit? Did anyone know they got bit? I'm going to exclude Kevin and 23 because you both I don't think can get that'd be that'd be kind of interesting to see like a werewolf warforged, but you know
Sounds terrifying.
and that does sound terrifying
Nope.
actually. But
Don't-
I think this is called the Transformer.
We are immune to it, hence why we were made to fight the undead. So I assume we are also immune to that of lycanthropy.
yeah, that's why I was just excluding you guys because you don't seem to have that sort of affinity like the fleshy
23
ones
is
do.
not wrong.
Well,
We-
I think it did scratch and bite me, but I'm generally fairly resilient to such things.
I'll still look just to make sure. Is your wound still? Is it open bleeding?
I would assume my wounds have healed because I made the save.
Yeah, your wounds have healed over.
Is that
Okay.
like a flu person thing that you guys are good against disease or something?
We're just naturally resilient, so we're just a little bit different natured.
What about you, Renard? Were you bit?
I was bit by one of the dire wolves, but I wasn't bit by the werewolf, so I think I'm going to be fine.
Okay, so it's possibly just me then. So that's wonderful.
Well, we'll take turns looking through that. If you're sleeping, we'll look at it with you.
I appreciate it. Maybe your employers might know something as well, but until we get there, I might as well find something.
Well, I'm not sure how pleased my employers are going to be. I don't think Renard is going to be letting go of the journal anytime soon.
Speaking of that journal, I did look through it all throughout last night, and unfortunately there was nothing in them that might pertain to usefulness on whether or not you're infected, but it wasn't just study on werewolves. Let me just get down to the nitty-gritty and say this is not something that you want to turn over to people. This is not magic that should be studied, and it was a good decision not to just hand this back over.
Over that conversation, but anyway, I don't disagree. If it seems like it's going to be potentially damaging, I'm fine with not finishing the job.
Who even was paying you to get something like this?
It was that man we met when we first arrived in town. He was well dressed. Talric Graydon.
Sounds kind of. That name even sounds sleazy.
I mean, do you think he intends to use it, or
Well, specifically, he was ordering one of us.
Oh,
What?
Making fun of her NPCs.
I'm just voicing an opinion. I think the name's cool.
you suddenly feel that you have offended God somehow.
You see Cerulean just be... Cerulean just lives on fire to defeat and just...
I think it's a lovely name, personally, but in any case...
The guy's not going to help your awful rolls.
I'm aware, thank you. In any case, no, I believe that... I don't know his motives particularly, but... Reynard, if you say it's a particularly bad book to hand over, I'm fine with not handing it over.
Well, as I was about to say before I was interrupted by God for some strange tangent that had no purpose.
It was odd.
Tariq had this order passed down through one of his other individuals. Apparently he runs this group called the Order of the Ghostly Eye, the Order of the Watchful Ghost. I don't remember specifically their title, but they're some do-good or do-better self-right individualistic group. They claim they keep an eye on things, that they want to make sure that nobody gets up and at him, and reading this information, I can understand why they would be interested in something like this, but I don't know if I trust them, is the issue.
Do you trust any of the heads of the conservatory?
Could I cast Detect Magic?
I will take I'll take a silence as a no.
Detect magic on what?
Roman.
That's... It's not magical?
I mean, detect magic just doesn't anything with that's magical orate or have an aura around it or something like that.
Yeah, it's within 30 feet, but I'm specifically looking to see if like Roman himself has a magical aura, like ignoring the...
No more than the occasional spit of magical items you guys carry, like Bernard's book and the staff, but
you like buddy up to him.
I'm just a ball of necrotic energy.
But even the items you guys carry now that you're out of the forest or getting out of the forest, their magic is fading.
Oh, that's right.
While we're walking as well, did I learn anything from the book?
You need to make another check.
Oh, yes.
If I remember that, I would have placed my magical wooden crossbow and heavy crossbow at the forest before we left. Just like, thank you.
I left the short sword where 23 left me.
The content of the book will eventually reveal that lycanthropy is a disease that mutates into a curse.
It's a disease.
Disease that mutates into a curse.
Does it say how long?
When the next full moon rises.
So I've got time. Well, actually, when's the next full moon?
You have 12 days.
Okay.
Oh.
I did. So this actually might work. I don't know if it will. I'll give it a shot. Reading that at some point.
There is a possible cure. There is an herb called wolfsbane, also known as belladonna, that if ingested while poisonous can kill off the effects of lycanthropy if it is done before the full effects take hold.
Did we see any wolfsbane in the forest by chance?
Spain.
I 100% was not looking for it.
I was about to say, would I know? I have some kind of like history of like wandering around. Would I know what it looks like?
You have to make an herbalism check.
I figure. Whoa. What does that mean?
Or nature if you are not proficient.
I was going to say, is this something that Reynard would have looked into at any point, given his nature proclivity?
Another less than 5 roll. Doing great.
You'd have to use the same book to gain advantage on that roll to know what to look for. Bernard, if you so desire.
Okie dokie. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh god.
You know exactly what it looks for. It looks almost like a weed with white petals on its ends that bloom up of leaves.
I'll just take a piece of paper and I will sketch it out and I will make notes about it so that, and I'll hand it over to, I don't know, whoever searches in this group. I think that would be 23, Tempest. This is what you're looking for.
I don't know how good I am at any of that, but you know what? We'll give it a shot.
Yeah, if we can find that, I'll need to ingest it. We have 12 days for the next full moon, so I should be fine by then. But it's poisonous. That's the only downside.
Would Reynard's role have revealed like what kind of areas it grows in?
It's mostly in a temperate climate of grassy areas and or forests. So oddly enough, you might get lucky if you search the Alunera for a while.
Perfect area. And we're just kind of on the edge of the Alunera.
You are. You also know that the Dark Laws are big on lycanthropy. We might have some in store.
So we take a chance Damon has some, or we search for ourselves.
I mean, we're already heading to the forest. We might as well at least peer around. If we don't see anything, we're going to a place that they may happen anyway.
So do we want to take a day or two, see if we can find... It takes a week to get to Baywick, so why don't we take maybe 2 or 3 days, see if we can find this wolfsbane?
I would think that it is more important to get back to town. It is likely a
shouldn't
supply
force these.
in a market.
We shouldn't force these children to hang around these woods any more than they have to. We need to get them back to their parents.
Well, I'm not
That's
saying
true.
I'm not saying we take a day. Like that, I don't intend on us doing that because I think we need to get out of this forest as quick as we can. What I'm saying is, while we're heading out of the forest, we should at least keep a vigilant eye. If we may see one along the way, then obviously we take like a few minutes to go and pick it.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
No.
Well,
I agree with Renard and Lee on this one. We should just spread out a little more when we're walking through the woods, and whoever is a little faster, maybe run up ahead and try and scout for it while we move with the kids.
okay, that makes perfect sense.
Either way, it's going to be 5 days to the full moon, I believe you said. So
12.
12 days. All right, that gives us a wider window then.
Reynard, you're rather sleepy.
I swear he said 5.
7 days to Baywick, 12 days to the full moon.
And
So 5
worst-
days after we got to Baywick. Aha, that's what I heard. Okay.
Worst comes to worst, maybe someone in town has some to buy.
That's the plan. Stick to it.
Alright, I guess we're searching for this stuff on the way to Baywick.
I'll keep an eye out too, just in case.
All right. Before going looking for any, you will skedaddle your way, spending the next 7 days traveling to Baywick, crossing across the Alcidian plains until you arrive at the road, and then cutting east.
I did want to, like, first day, talk to Roman about his mysterious revival.
And we are looking for it, just not like purposefully, just on the way we're looking.
Make a survival check with disadvantage, as you're casually looking around.
We're all looking for it? Is it all of us or just help?
Disadvantage.
Okay.
Reynard knows what it looks like. He doesn't know where to look for it in the jungle. That's not his cup of tea.
Grasslands.
Yeah, I'm
Come on, double nat 20s. Time to shine.
I won't get that. I never get that.
1 and a 2. Oh, close.
Nope.
6 and a 9. Not much
Nope.
better.
Nice.
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 I will one of these days get above.
I said survival, not nature. I'll use those rolls anyway, so yeah.
Well,
No.
I would get +2 instead of -1, so.
So
And
7 and 11. No, 7 and 10.
no good.
I figured it wasn't much better. Actually, it'd be an 8, and 8's probably still not good.
You failed. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm moving on.
Okay. What are you asking, Roman? Carry on. As you are casually strolling along the road on one day or another.
Roman, I'm curious. I have a book on fey creatures and fey spirits. I was looking through it prior to your resurrection. I didn't see anything in there that touched on the ability to do what happened to you, and it talks of some fairly powerful fey spirits. Do you
Yeah.
remember anything regarding
I-
your resurrection?
Like I said, it's the fox led me. I went through a forest of some kind, and there was a mirror and a woman. Said it feels like a dream, but like it clearly happened. But there's a woman, a mirror. She talked to me. I told her I wanted to go back, and it seemed the fox chose me to come back. Here I am.
The fox chose you to come back?
I think it was kind of a twofold thing, but the fox and whoever this woman was were two separate people.
Did the woman or the fox have a name?
Let's look back. I believe she said her name was Valanestra. The fox.
Does that name mean anything to me?
Veranestra.
Valanestra.
She is one of the many Fae patrons of the Steely Court.
There's an L. So is it VAR or VAL? I just copy pasted. Yeah.
So she sent you back out of the good. Wait, what is the Sealy Court?
Make an Arcana check.
God, I'm so good at Arcana, and I never roll good on it.
It's almost like a pantheon of Fae entities.
Okay.
There are a great many of them. Most of them, yeah, you know what? That's all you're gonna get with that roll.
Yeah, you never roll well.
I've gotten like, actually, I don't think I've ever gotten a good Arcana roll. And this Veranestra, she sent you back out of the goodness of her heart?
I mean, I think it's more that you guys asked for me back. Maybe she saw us save the kids. I pleaded with her to send me back. And she did.
You have a purpose. She told you your purpose.
Now, damn, Ian knows that generally beings with that kind of power aren't just like the givey sort.
They're not.
But does Kevin know this?
Well, not with that 12.
Ouch.
No, basically, I pleaded my case that I needed to help you guys with the stillborn dead, and she asked if I wanted to go on this path, and I said yes.
I guess it's a good thing you found such a giving Fae spirit.
I mean, are the Fae known to be typically good or bad? I mean,
That is a great question.
The answer is yes.
My memory banks are incomplete on that answer.
as are mine.
Ask me again in a few years.
I will say where I went didn't seem very evil. It was very more colorful and peaceful.
As a precaution, Renard and I were planning on having you sit down with the Archmage when we get back to town so that she can look you over.
Aren't the government types usually restricty with stuff like that?
I don't know. Renard seemed to think it was a good idea, and I agreed.
I'm just
In which point Renard will say, I didn't say we should have him sit down and have her examine him. I just said we should ask her if she knows anything.
Yeah, I'm just worried that if they hear that I spoke to a Fae spirit on a council, they might take me somewhere.
Yes, if they think you're magical and in the HO, if you've been affected by magic, they're going to ship you off to the conservatory for a study subject.
That's kind of what I was worried about, but not in those words. But
Renard, did you hear what Roman said?
I was just confirming what he was saying, yes.
Do you know anything about Veranestra then? Because I do not. I just wasn't sure if I had to reiterate or if you were aware of the conversation.
Check. Would this be something that... I don't know if Renard would study this. I think this would be outside of his wheelhouse. I don't think this would be something he'd look into or not.
I don't like it, no.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not really his... He studies that... No, just
Well, Roman, we are glad you're alive.
Me too. Like I said, the whole thing was dreamlike, strange. Like I said, it was the fox and a mirror and a woman. Basically, just asked me why I think I should go back.
Well, the important thing is you are back.
How do you spell the Sealy Court?
Seelie.
Oh, that's not how I had it spelled.
I had it starting with a C. I was terribly off.
I spelled it like the animal seal with a Y at the end.
Or she was a beautiful woman with mustache, and she
Walrus.
and she could balance a ball on her nose.
Could I spend the rest of the trip reading through my book to see if it talks about Veranestra or the Sealy Court?
Sure, you may make one more investigation check with advantage.
The head of the court was the mysterious narwhal.
Okay. There's a few things right now. On Veranestra, it shows that her symbol is a filigree-edged silver mirror. She is described as a relatively short but beautiful fey creature, primarily revered by dryads, nymphs, and sylphs. She is the daughter of Tatiana, one of the inner circle of the Sealy Court. But her exact temperament is left out.
Okay.
so she just did this for you, of her own good nature. She didn't ask for anything. Not for you to do something, not to look into something. It didn't cost you anything at all.
I mean, she said the whole thing you hear in stories, like, everything comes with a price. She didn't say I had to do anything, or unless she's going to tell me later, but
The price for something like this is going to be very expensive. I hope you're willing to pay it when the time comes.
that's kind of what she said to me, and I agreed.
So, didn't even have to agree. She just said she would do it.
I told her that I wanted to come back. I needed to come back. She looked at the fox, said, it looks like we found our champion, and sent me back.
What?
So
This is something I've been wondering. What happened to that fancy blade that you were... Do you still have that fancy blade you were using?
the pedal?
Yes.
I should have it, and I'll reach for it.
Still there.
Okay. I didn't know if...
I mean, I left the wooden one behind, if you were wondering about that one.
No, I was worried about that one. Just didn't know if maybe it was part of the price. I didn't know.
Like I said, I feel different, but, I mean, still breathing air. I still get thirsty, I think. Water tastes good still.
You drank a lot of it that first night.
But I haven't really noticed much difference just yet.
I don't have that spell. Fuck.
There's something that Lake knows that he's not sure if Reynard knows, and I'm fighting on whether or not I want to try it or not.
Ask Beth. The DM knows what Renard knows and what
Ask
Lake
God.
knows. Yeah. That's my go-to whenever I'm not sure what Kevin knows or Kevin doesn't know that Ian knows.
Well, there's just some traits that are attributed to fey creatures that I know, and I'm curious what Reynard would know about them. What kind of check would that be?
Conjuration study of extra
No,
entities.
but he knows a lot about nature and arcana.
Then you can make a check. We'll see if you did it in a passing class. Make a history check.
Okay.
Fey 101.
Fey 101.
What do you wish to know?
There is. I'll actually message you this because if I say this out loud, this may cause some meta.
Okay.
So
Please
curious.
continue without me.
I think, have we discussed everything we need to discuss on the way there?
Yeah, I mean, with my checks, I am basically done with my questioning. There's more questions Ian wants to ask, but Kevin doesn't know
Tempest is not a magical
to ask
person.
these questions. So, given the low Arcana roll, Kevin's basically done asking questions.
Tempest doesn't know enough to ask them. I'm just searching for Wolfsbane all the way back to Baywick, unsuccessfully.
You recall hearing these things, Renard? Who is making that thumping noise?
It wasn't me. I was muted.
I've been trying to mute myself.
You recall hearing these things, Renard, but you don't know if they're hearsay rumors or something you happen to have read in a book once. It sounds absurd enough that it might be just something somebody was gabbing about, but at the same time, who knows?
Roman, I want to try something, and I'm curious if you'll oblige me on it.
Shoot, as long as it's not involving killing me or stabbing me or something.
What is the most embarrassing thing you've ever done?
That's a tough one. I guess I've done a lot of embarrassing things.
Okay, that didn't quite go the way I thought it would. Let me rephrase the question. What is the one thing that you would not want this group to find out about you?
It's kind of a personal question, isn't it?
I'm going somewhere with this, just trust me.
I was about to say, maybe we should step away if he needs privacy.
I mean, I kind of, died and came back in front of you guys. I kind of figure we should at least have some semblance of knowing what's going on with each other. I mean, the only thing I really kind of keep to myself is my last name.
What is your last name?
It's Gallo.
Can I make an insight check to see if I think you tell the truth?
Sure.
Ha! It's not bad.
That's pretty good
He looks like
for a
he's
one.
Well, that didn't really tell me anything, but it might have told me something else. I'll keep thinking about that, Roman. But for now, just don't worry about it too much. You're alive, after all. That's something to be happy about.
I just don't like telling anyone because, it's kind of like a whole, that's my past kind of thing. I'm Roman now. I always was Roman, but...
I understand. And I'm surprised you were so forthright with that information.
Like I said, just want a dragon together.
You should be proud of your last name. Despite what it says, it's you.
You certainly escaped them.
It's true.
It's not something a lot of people can say.
Yeah, that was the other one. I used it for a bit while I was a pirate, and the gag kept coming up, so I just kind of dropped it.
There's more stuff that I might want to try, but we can worry about that back in Baywick. At the moment, I don't see any reason to concern ourselves. We should be more concerned with making sure that Cerulean here doesn't start sprouting fur on a full moon.
Okay. On the third day of your travel back, Roman, there is a strand of hair about a 1/4 inch wide on your back that is brightly colored in a pastel yellow. Just bright yellow, sunshine even.
What?
Just a
Is it
quarter
on my
inch.
back or the back of my head?
It's a strand of your hair from a full length strand of your hair, about an inch long, about an inch wide, full length down, bright yellow.
Do any of us notice it before he does?
Hard to miss. So it's the one morning.
That's very bright.
Roman, your hair is turning pastel yellow.
And kind of pull a strand out. I guess that's not the worst price if this is the price. Does it at least look cool?
I mean, if you're gonna turn blonde to whatever happened, is that? You could always dye it, I guess.
What color is pastel yellow?
Crayon,
Like
right out of the crayon box yellow.
I need that color yellow.
It's
I have
mustard.
shorts in that color.
It's mustard.
No, it's not quite mustard. It's like a pale yellow.
It's
yeah.
It's not what you want your hair to turn.
No, it's not a hair color. It's a clothes color.
I suppose that's one way to show whatever brought you back is around.
That's
I mean-
interesting.
It could definitely be worse.
It could.
I'm gonna cast detect magic again.
On the hair strand.
Is his hair glowing with magic?
No.
Damn it, Kevin.
I just like the idea of Kevin just grabbing the hair strand. Like, what do you know?
Well, no, it's an aura spell.
Other than the occasional magic items that you guys have, Renard's book, and a couple other things, it's not magical.
Curious. Your hair seems to be naturally turning.
Maybe it's
I
a
detect no magic in your hair.
maybe it's a sign of his agreement, his pact, something like that.
That's what I was thinking. Every pact that you make, there's always some sort of semblance of visual representation.
Is there?
Is there?
Is there?
Usually.
You seem very
Make
confident
a
about that.
deception check to make sure you're not talking out of your ass. Mind your meta, guys. Mind your meta.
Oh no, I wasn't. I wasn't.
Out of character, is he a warlock? He would know this.
Yeah.
You're not his type of warlock. You're not even sure if he is a warlock.
We didn't
so
say
wait.
that.
Do I have to roll deception, right?
Otherwise, if you're talking out of your ass, yes.
Oh no. I'm being incredibly truthful.
As far as you know, that's not necessarily true. It depends on who's in charge.
Well, he just assumes because of, his thing.
Well, from his point of view, the Jedi are evil.
Yeah. I think we're just agreeing that like you make an agreement with supernatural powers, strange shit gonna happen.
Everyone always knows that when you make a pact, your hair changes colors. It's Pact 101.
I didn't know that. The
You
strange
always,
shit.
for some reason,
All right.
you always grow an extra finger. It just happens.
Yeah, Roman's just gonna stand up. I was like, all right, I get it. My hair is very interesting. Can we please start walking?
Can I
I'm
pluck
trying
that
not to
stra-
panic over this.
Can I pluck that strand of hair out of Roman's head?
It's not a strand. It's a
It is a
strip.
strand.
Is it? I thought it was a strip of hair.
It's a strip, yeah.
Oh, well,
Oh.
I'm just gonna pluck one of. That makes it easier. Just gonna grab one of the yellow ones.
And
I would like
Renard,
to run alchemical tests on
Right.
it.
Renard.
Renard is going to, just to see if there's some significance to the color, he's going to cast Prestidigitation and try and turn it bright purple.
It'll shift and it looks wonderful.
We'll see if
Purple's
anything happens about that in the next hour. I don't imagine it is. It's minor.
Oh, I love it. Turn his whole head purple.
All right, I got blonde hair now. I guess maybe
No.
my mom was a blonde or something. I don't know.
No, purple hair. That's what we're going with.
It's. I don't mean to. He'll cast it again. He'll actually just try to match the color of his natural hair as close as he possibly can.
Oh.
You can
Nice
certainly,
thought.
yeah. I mean, it's not resisting in any way.
Well, there, it'll work for an hour or so. If you want it to be more permanent, I could work on something.
It's fine. I'm just gonna own it. You just when things change, you just own it. That's. Can we start walking?
We are walking. We've been walking this whole time.
Can we walk faster?
Well, I'm just trying to say, Roman, the first thing you can't compromise when dealing with powers like that is who you are. If it's something you're not comfortable with, and that's something you should speak out about.
I am uncomfortable that my hair is changing color, but I am far more comfortable with the fact that I'm alive. So yes, so far it's been a good trade for me.
All right. Just hang on to that thought. Keep in mind where the point might tip. That's all I'm saying.
And we're walking.
And we're walking. And we're walking.
All right. Couple more days, you'll eventually return to Baywick.
Yay!
James, the musique.
Zug zug.
What? This mildly
Say
ominous
that
music
filthy
isn't the
word crap
Baywick music?
around me.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I did want to cover one more thing. On the Days of Travel, Reynard is going through that book and he's surgically removing all references to any of the necromantic magics.
Oh, are you actually like extracting, like taking pages out?
Like he is taking pages out and he is burning them.
Yeah, so you're also gonna have to redact several pieces of it because it's not just all centered in one piece.
Yeah.
It's a journal, not a textbook, so it's not all by chapter by chapter.
Yeah, he is cutting pieces out of Actually, since cutting pieces out of pages would just harm other pages, he'll just tear whole pages out if there's any mention of necromancy at all on them. Like if there's work lost, that's fine. This is all kind of shady anyways.
There is indeed work lost. All right. And as we return to Baywick, the gates spring open, the bright black, the dark castle of the Dark Laws and the nobility looms overhead on a beautiful, bright, and sunny autumn day. What would you all like to do as you enter in through the west gate, excuse me. As I will change the map to Baywick.
Let's say, how do we enter through an east gate?
23 will look at the kids and will say, well, I suppose we should probably get you back to your mother.
It should be high on the list of things, yeah.
Yeah.
And thank you again for letting me borrow that book. It was very kind of you.
She'll smile. Well, sure. Are you going to keep it?
I admittedly didn't get a whole lot of time to read through it, but I don't plan on keeping it indefinitely. Whenever you want it back, it's yours to have again.
Well, okay. We'll see. Anyway, where's my parents?
Easily distracted.
She's just holding Renard's hand at this point.
Just holding Reynard's hand?
Yes.
Reynard does not seem to understand, but he is not.
She's a little wizard in the making.
He's going along with the flow as it was.
Just gonna be making Warforged when she's 25.
I guess the first step should be Baywick Castle. Nikolai Goodman, the best person to inform about all this.
Ah!
Yes, let's get on the way there. I'm in no hurry to get to the Dead Rat Inn.
Passing through the streets of this wonderful, bright and sunny day, it's crowded. There's a lot of people out. The mercantile activity is bustling. There's people calling street vendors. And even a couple times, Fane will look like she's really distracted by all the sights and sounds. I've never been to a big city. This is really neat. Look at all the stuff. She's going to like dash up to a cart vendor and just look up at this. Looks like a giant spit that has a rotating several sections of lamb where you can see the fat almost dripping off into a patch of coal at the bottom that seems to be cooking it over time.
Oh, that makes me really hungry.
Now, have you ever had... Well, I don't imagine you're vegetarians. You probably eat meat. Have you ever had lamb? I believe the technical term is shawarma.
What's a shawarma? Isn't that made with chicken traditionally?
Shawarma.
She has a lot for a kid.
She reads a lot of books.
Sure.
She'll shake her head. No, this looks really good, but I'm sure Mom is looking for. Cecil will eventually go, let's go.
I'll toss a few copper and get some shawarma for everyone.
Shawarma is made with chicken.
Shut up, we're going with it. I'll get
a euro if it's made with lamb.
Fine.
I'm gonna
we'll
look
get
at the euro and be like,
only if there's. Well, I don't get some for you guys.
The
well, now I feel left out.
I don't know. I Google it and it says shawarma is typically made of lamb, so...
So I'm getting shawarma for everyone.
Okay. It's a silver for 6 people. It's well cooked and well served. The vendor, all right, appreciate y'all. Have a nice day.
Does it come with pita bread and vegetables inside?
There's no other way to do that. You see, there's got slices of tomato that are neatly within it with a very nice cucumber and dill with a little bit of lemon juice screamed into it over a yogurt base.
That is absolutely that's yes, absolutely. Silver for all.
I'm sure Curtis or Duke is yelling at us at Twitch, I'm sure.
Listen, after a month in the woods, we deserve to treat ourselves a little bit.
I want shawarma, damn it.
I don't know what this is, but I'll eat it.
It appears to be meat-based.
I grasped that.
All right. You do, however, mouths getting stuffed with shawarma or gyro. Fane and Sillin kind of holding each other's hands as they walk in behind you all, making your way up into Bayoak Castle. The doors are closed at this current point with both of the guards out front. The Darklaw will approach as you all make your way forward, and he'll raise a brow. Can I help you, all of you?
Yes, we're returning after doing a mission for Nikolai Goodman.
Okay, who's they, if you don't mind my asking?
We're missed fortune.
He'll look at you, look at the list. Yes, okay, you're all cleared. And he'll scratch something in as it's noting that you've come in. And he'll look at the gate and, all right, bye! The front gates will open up a couple of feet for you all to squeeze in.
We got into Club Bayowick.
Easy.
The training courtyard is empty at this current time. There's nobody out, even on a nice day like this. So as you all walk past the empty fields and gentle trees that are flowing in the wind, you enter into the main foyer of what is a very grand styled castle, but as we explained before, it's got this duality effect to it, with the Darklaw half being a little more sparse, while the nobility side has the busts and the paintings and the plants and the stairways leading up in the 2 different directions. And you just, Faye looks at the round. Mom, my mom! A lot of faces turn and look at all of you.
Well, get to them soon enough, don't worry. He'll just approach the first official he can, looks like official, and just say, we're here looking for Ayla and Leia.
The gentleman will look at all of you. Yeah, sure, right this way. Kind of point up the stairs. Up that way, take a left. Go down 3 stores, 1 more on the left.
Thank you kindly.
All right.
As we're walking over, I'm saying, so do we want to try and keep that sword?
What, the pedal?
It did seem to come in handy, and one could argue that their own party disadvantaged us with the showing up of... you never saw his dead body. One of the people that hired us to go to that castle was the one that killed you.
That's pretty big news. I feel like I should have been told a while ago.
To be fair, I think that was more incidental. I don't think it was intentional this group was working against you. I think it was just these happened to be the 3 survivors, and it was unfortunate.
Even so, it gives us a case to argue for greater recompense.
Considering they were willing to let us take everything we found in the Dragon's Hoard, I don't think they're going to be too concerned so long as they get their children back.
I'm going to at least offer it back.
Does seem to be the right thing to do, at least.
Okay. Passing a few more halls, eventually you arrive at the door where they are, and it is open. It looks to have been set up for 3 different cots. A few different desks are in there. A nice potted plant. But they all turn as you all kind of approach the door. And immediately, Fane and Sillin will dash in, and there is a great cacophony of children squealing and a mother crying as they just started embracing each other. Or at least Leah tries with her one arm. It's a very tight hold. holding each of them, kissing them on the heads. There's misuse passed around, crying, more crying. Alar will look at all of you with a very solemn look and nod. Vivin said he had something to take care of. He was chasing after you. He did not explain why.
Something he had to take care of was Roman.
Who is Roman?
Roman will raise his hand. He's holding he has the moon petal kind of wrapped up in its sheath. And in the other hand, came after us as a group.
He came after you. Why? At this point, Leo will look up. What?
I take it you weren't aware that he was doing experiments on lycanthropy?
No. We never knew.
I'm not going to make an insight check on that. I actually believe them when they say that. Well,
Okay.
we may have stumbled upon the information, and he may have been very intent on making sure that we didn't spread it around.
He was always a quiet and secluded man, but to attack you? For what reason? What? You... Lycanthropy.
We're not quite sure. All we know is that it just happened one night, and it was quick. He led a few direwolves, and we were lucky to get out.
She looks very distraught at hearing this news, and Alar will eventually say, "It saddens us to hear that. He is dead then?"
Yes.
Yes.
Must be so. But there is good news. The dragon that was inhabiting the keep is gone, and the orcs have been dealt with, so you should be safe to return home.
What home? There's 2 of us left, plus my children. I think
At
there's
the
just
very
going to be one more castle that's going to fall into ruin.
Maybe it's best to leave that castle unattended, just in case.
We could have garrison if we wanted it to. All of the knights are dead. It's just me and Alar. And me!
That may be unfortunately true, but I'm sure there's personal objects you would want to take from there. The library was well stocked and quite a few books that may have been useful.
She'll pause, and Alar will go, "We have much to consider with this. We are thankful. If there was more I could offer you, I would do so. But you have the eternal gratitude of the Knights of Mithradel."
If I may ask, if I may be so bold, I unfortunately was bitten by your previous companion, and I was hoping that you possibly had wolfsbane in stock.
I do not, but the Darklaw should have some.
Just thought I'd ask.
It is their brand of curse to deal with. You give it a surprised look. Did you not know the Darklaws were majority werewolves?
I sort of joined in at the last second, so I didn't know too much about anything that happened.
Well, I did not think I recognized you.
Cerulean, he'll extend a hand out.
Alar. And he'll give you a handshake as well. Leo would then say, "I'd offer you mine, but..."
No, please, I would not want to tear you away from your children.
And she'll look at Fane, and Fane will go, "That one's a really smart guy, and he helped me out a lot, and I gave him one of my books." And she's pointing at Renard. "Did you know?" "Well, that was very nice of you, Miss Fane."
It was indeed.
Speaking of giving things, I'll kind of hold the sword out. Moon Petal was quite helpful through that. Hopefully it's not too damaged or anything, but it seems to be in right as rain, so I kind of offer it out.
Alar will take it from you, and he'll nod. "Thank you. This will do us... We don't have much, but this is a good thing."
Just nod.
What will you all do now?
Hard to say.
You should tell Nikolai that you have returned. I suspect he will be anxious to hear from you.
We should get on that then, I suppose.
Okay.
Before we leave, 23 is going to go up to Fane and be like, "It was very nice meeting you.
It was really nice to meet you too." And she'll just tink, tink, tink you right on the leg.
If you ever have any questions about the Warforged or discover anything new, please, I will find you. Or find me, maybe.
One day I'm going to make one just like you.
I hope so. That'll be it.
I'll kind of lean down as 23 walks off. Just make it a little smarter.
She giggles.
I'll just ruffle her hair with wind a little bit. Just be like, "It's a pleasure. Take care."
Everybody will smile, and the two of them will give you departures in Elvish, bowing their heads respectfully. Making your way out of the room and down the hall, back where you came, Damon is in the main foyer, having a chit-chat with another person. He looks at all of you. "Hey, it's my favorite guys. How y'all doing?"
This is a pleasure to see you again, Damon.
Likewise. I missed all of you. How'd it go?
As well as could be expected.
Did you kill yourself some dragons? Did you slave and go into a dungeon?
We did indeed.
Well,
So
good.
the dragons, some werewolves, some orcs. Regular old adventure.
Well, good on you. Have you talked to Nick yet?
We have not.
Yeah.
Working on it.
Wait here. I'll go get him. He's probably sleeping. Old man stuff. You know how it is.
Yeah,
Damon.
Damon.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go on.
Do you have any wolfsbane, anything like that? Our friend here happened to be bitten by a werewolf, and
Oh, where is he?
huh?
Hello.
That sucks. Yeah. Follow me. And he'll lead you through back up, mostly the way you came, through another series of stairs, before he'll goes into a room where sitting at a desk is some sort of clerk, but behind him is a massive obsidian-colored vault door with a massive lock on the front of it. So you can, that same feeling of anti-magic that you felt from the statue radiates from this same vault. And he'll look at the clerk and go, 1 dose of belladonna for... Just get the damn thing. And the clerk will look up, and yes, right away, Mr. Bahat. He'll seem to be writing in his notes for a couple of minutes before he gets up and walks into a side room. A couple moments pass by before the same clerk will walk out and hand Damon a flask of a very viscous-looking white and green liquid. There you go. And I'll hand it to Cerulean. Let me know this is not the easiest thing going down.
I figured something like this would not be pleasant. I'll
It looks disgusting.
It
Well-
tastes the same too. Sorry.
will I pass out or anything?
I've seen a couple people throw up, not pass out.
Hey, if you pass out, 23 can carry you.
I plug your nose. It's not pleasant.
He'll uncork it. He'll say, "Is there a bucket anywhere, just in case?"
I wouldn't, otherwise I got to give it to you again.
Right. He's actually going to take a few steps back from all of you, just to avoid any sort of splash zone, and he'll say, "Bottoms up, I suppose."
All right, as you chug it, it is a foul-tasting, bitter, almost like you're drinking pesticide. It is that awful. It's gritty, but you cough. Now I need you to make a Constitution check with advantage.
Okay.
Just a check, not a save. Oh.
Whew, 21.
That will cure you of your lycanthropy, and you stomach it down. You are But you are, however, poisoned for the next hour.
That's fine. I cast prestidigitation on my mouth to make it taste like apple pie.
It's like a chaser. You could still...
No, it's not helping. It's kind of, it'll pass. Thank you, by the way. Thank you so much.
Best use of that spell ever.
I'm going to reach back to the wounds. Are they bleeding?
No. But they are
Okay. Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Oh, speaking of prestidigitation, how's Roman's hair looking?
Oh, it's right. It's been a couple more days. Forgotten that. So there is a yellow strip that is kind of faded into blue, or green, excuse me. And now there is a blue strip faded into purple next to it.
Are you turning into a My Little Pony or something?
I do believe he's going to be the Roman rainbow.
At least the purple kind of goes with the bandana.
Slowly but surely, your hair is becoming pastel rainbow colored.
Might I suggest investing in a very nice hat?
You know, if I ever dye my hair, I would remember that remark.
Oh, a barber. Just shave it all off. How's bald sound?
No.
I mean,
Roman,
you said you're a
it's too bad
pirate.
none of it's orange.
You said you're a pirate, right? At one point?
It's true.
Why not put a bandana on?
I'm currently wearing one. And as he points to the bandana that's around his forehead.
Well, I'm sorry. I meant like a bigger one, maybe like to cover the top of your head for a little bit.
That's so cliche. But like I said, I made
You
the
thought
deal.
about a tri-corner hat.
What am I, a captain now? Maybe later. But no, like I said, if my hair changes colors, I'm just going to accept it. I clearly am not the sneakiest one anyways, so just might as well embrace the here I am aspect of it all. But I'll take my hair changing over and changing in other ways, getting weird looking.
All right.
Has Damon returned with Nikolai yet?
He was helping you with the belladonna first.
I was
thought
like,
it said his-
us.
He brought you up there to it. It was with the clerk helping you with the belladonna. He has not gone to go after Nikolai yet.
Gotcha, okay.
Oh, I'll cork the little vial that I was given and hand it back to the clerk. Here you go.
Yes, thank you. Well, why don't you all wait here just a minute and I'll go get old Nick.
Very well.
And he will walk out. And that is where I think we should take a break.
Break time.
Why don't we go ahead and take 15, guys?
I'm not gonna be a werewolf. Woo!
I didn't have to sell my soul. Woo.
Welcome back. So, a few more minutes pass by before the door opens once more, where the elderly frame of Nikolai will walk in behind the much more impressive and hulking mass of Damon. And he will give you all a praised look before Nikolai will just look at all of you expectantly.
We have done the thing.
Yes, we killed the dragon, saved the children, found the bow.
Oh, right. And I'll take the bow off and be like, this bow. Whisper. What else was there to do, guys?
Children.
We
Roman
also
died.
return the
That was
children
fun.
to their parents.
Thank you for dealing with that issue. It seems you have done as I have asked, and you have done a little bit of good in this world. You have the appreciation of the Dawnspire, such as it may be. And he'll give all of you a very kindly smile as he bows his head. Take
I
care
will.
of that bow. Take very good care of that bow.
Yes, sir.
And he kind of looks at you dead in the eye. Take very good care of that bow.
I am unnerved, but okay, can do.
So, I believe there is something else I wanted all of you to do, but I think you all should know that your report to the Dark Laws that you gave while you were gone did not go unused. Damon? And Damon will look at all of you. Yeah, we sent a contingent down to Narrow Shore and investigated that tower y'all talked about while you was gone. The undead are more or less scattered. I guess whatever guiding force that was leading them got sent to the Four Winds. The tower did have some unique little bits of information about us, and I think it's something, well, it's related to what Nikolai is offering up for all of you to do, and it also happens to be kind of related to what the Lady Patrician needs done as well. At least it's in the same direction, if you all are willing to hear it.
I'm sorry, who's the Lady Patricia?
Patrician.
Oh, sorry.
That's she kind of runs Bailiwick from the noble end. Her name is Anastasia. We'll be meeting her shortly. She has to give you the mission if you decide to hear what we have to say. Your necromancer friend had a boss. His mentor was a creature called Urikel Zarl, more likely known as the Ghost Lord. I don't know if you ever heard this, but he's an old elven entity that lives out in the Thorncrawl, a few 100 miles down yonder west. Now, he hadn't been seen in a long time, but if he's being active for some reason, then there is a reason for that. Now, those of you may not know, the Thorncrawl is just on the other side of the Adanian Vale. Here's where the rub comes in. Lady Patrician apparently is having an issue with that place. Trade caravans are not coming out of it anymore. Last one was about a month and a half ago.
If I may ask, were all the trades the same, or were they all different trade caravans?
General goods and services, as far as she's told us. Now, we was down dealing with the undead threat to the bottom, and y'all were doing the deal with the elves, so we were kind of occupied, but she's offered a pretty substantial reward if anybody can find out why her caravans are not making it here and putting a stop to whatever's doing it.
DM question, where he's talking about, that's where we had also heard that the last known location of the wellspring was, right?
Yes.
Cool.
What about the other information? What about passing along the news about the infected grain shipments?
Grain. That has been passed along to the conservatory. They are sending a battalion of white mages out here to look at it. It's been carted back to Darrow Shore. Under guard.
I was hoping they would have sent something over towards... I always forget the name of this town. Heavy Nook?
Yep.
Heavy Nook, yeah.
Heavy Nook. I got it at the time. I was hoping they would send somebody there to make sure that that's not where it's coming from and being created at, but
That's
figuring out more about it is all good news regardless.
You got to keep in mind, we're a little bit far away. Getting news back and forth may take some time.
I understand that. I'm just concerned that if they're going to come all the way through Darrow Shore, they're going to pass through Heavy Nook to do so.
On the way, I'm assuming they'll go the way. At least that's what they told me.
Of course.
Nikolai will bow his head. The conservatory is concerned for sure. I can guarantee you that. If necromancy is being done, they are going to be sending responses. I do not know the full extent of it yet.
Well, it seems everybody's held up their end of the bargain.
Indeed. It seems you now have two options for you. You can go to Heavy Nook and assist the Empire if you so choose, or you can take up this job offer from the Lady Patrician and make your way into the Adanian Vale. Look for what was going on there.
Seems all right. I don't suppose you know anything that we should be keeping an eye out for in the Adanian Vale.
It's warmer up there than it is here, so pack lightly. It's hot, dry, and dusty. If you want to find out where anything is coming from, I would recommend going to Orchards River. It's one of the trade hubs.
That seems like a good place to start.
Yes, I vote that we go north, but
If anybody will know what's going on, it'll be the lords up there. But if they don't have any clue, which I sincerely doubt, then you might want to talk to any of the elven tribes. I think there was a group living out in the swamplands of the Black Fens. The Varen Fens, excuse me. The Lady Patrician has a standing reward of 2,000 gold apiece. If that interests you.
a piece for what?
For solving the problem of whatever's going on in the Adanian Vale.
As in like two. Okay.
We will definitely speak to her before we make our decision. We need to gather all the information before we settle ourselves on anything.
Of course. I will warn you, she is cunning. Be careful around her. Smarter than she lets on.
Smart as in trying to find possible loopholes in deals, sort of smart?
No. She is one who has studied both the blade and magic.
Good to know. Forewarned is prepared.
Tud. I think we owe them a reward, don't you, Damon? Damon. Yeah, I think we do. Why don't y'all step right this way? And he'll go up behind the clerk and look at the vault where he kind of puts his hand on it and just cranks it with both of his hands. You can see the muscles flex and bulge as this massive Goliath finally lets out a little bit of his strength to open up this door. As he grinds it open, there's a slow sound of stone on stone before the greater dimensions of this vault become apparent, where you can see armoires, armor stands, weapon stands, and piles of chests of just stuff. This appears to be some sort of magical repository.
Ooh.
I think we might have a thing here that might be relatively useful for all of you.
Does this thing have a name, perchance?
Well, it depends on what you're looking for. He'll kind of give a wink towards you. You, my friend, I think this actually might do you some good. And he'll take a wand and just kind of, and then offer it in your general direction. It looks like an icicle.
Ooh.
Reinhard will kind of take it and look at it.
It feels like it should be cold, and there's definitely cold from it. But it's... that, my friend, I believe, is a wand of winter.
A wand of winter, you say?
Roman will lean over to Lee and be like, "Do you know what that is?"
Great.
Do I know what that is?
Make Arcana check.
We've got autumn and we've got fall. We've got autumn and we've got winter now.
Do I know what it is?
10.
It is a magical wand that can do lots of different frost effects.
I mean, there's a few ones like that, I'm guessing, but that one mainly deals in cold sort of effects. I mean, there's still plenty of objects out there I haven't been able to find that I'm very much interested in looking for. That's definitely one of them.
Anything special from a 21?
There's a.
I went to school for this, damn it!
You think it does fire damage?
No, that's Tempest.
Ooh, fancy.
Ed was like, I bet you brush your teeth with this.
Is it like minty fresh? Is it?
No, on a hot day, you stir your drink with it and it makes it cool.
Oh, that's very lovely and refreshing. Oh, damn,
Wand
it's
of wintergreen.
It's a rare item. Damn.
The wand of Colgate.
You can use ice.
Excuse me.
Dang.
He will then look around and kind of peer at Kevin for a moment. That's
I'll wave at him.
like you've got a lot of different things. I'm not really sure what I could give to you. Can you drink anything by chance? I'm not sure how that works.
Technically, I can. It doesn't provide me any nutritional value, if that's what you're asking.
We still haven't found out where they put it either.
I've used healing potions on them, and I'm still not entirely sure how it works.
It never comes back out.
Well, it's funny. I once do a Warforge where there was like a spot on their back, and they just kind of inserted.
Oh boy.
I get that reference. How about you guys?
I do not, actually.
Anybody ever watch the Saturday morning game?
Oh.
Nope.
Nope, it's not the reference I thought it
He
was.
doesn't have a tramp stamp. He just has this hole that you put potion bottles in. I enjoy it. Don't worry.
Awkward, but we'll go with it.
He just. I don't know what I can really give you other than a good handshake and. Tell you what, and he hands you a potion that's actually yellow. This is a potion of flying. I think this might do you some good.
Do you have a poncho that doesn't look quite so
Ridiculous.
Well, I do have, and he holds up this fine garment that looks like it's made of black silk interwoven with faint silvery threads.
Let's see.
I think this is the cloak of Arachnia, but no, this is
Arachnia?
no, I don't think so. No, I put this one back down. Sorry, I think this is a little outside what I'm feeling comfortable giving you guys. No offense.
Oh.
That's all right. It's not orange.
It looks very fancy though. Very pretty.
I think this is more fitting to some of you, though, and he will actually hand what looks to be a cork or a glass stopper with a fairy design on it, and he'll hand it to Roman.
Roman, it matches your hair.
I think this might do you some good, though.
He'll pull out a small packet of dust. He's like, I think I know what this is. Now I got 2.
Oh, nice.
How very fancy.
That is very intricate. I like that.
I rather like the design on this second one though. It matches your hair wonderfully.
He'll pull out the packet that he got. He's like, I think it got stiffed at the shop if it was supposed to come in this. He just shake the little packet and puts them both away.
He'll look towards 23 and give it an eye on his axe.
It's a long sword, great sword, not a axe.
Great sword now. Is that what you rather use?
I've only used a great sword ever.
He'll look at your great sword. I think we can do better than that. And he'll walk over in the vault and pull out just a big fuck off sword. Shink! Very finely made broadsword of a great sword with silver outlining on the outside. This is a silvered magical greatsword.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
And you now have a +1 greatsword that is silvered.
Cool.
Ooh.
If he could be like just panting over it, I think he would be.
I am. Don't worry.
I cannot physically breathe, but
Just steams come down. He's just.
and he'll look
not what I
towards
meant to
Tempest and go, you already got your reward, didn't you?
I feel pretty comfortable. Yes, I'm not unhappy.
All right. And you, and he'll look towards Cerulean. I have
Hello.
no clue who you are.
I don't know who you are either. Cerulean, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Did you help out with these guys?
I did, yes. I came in at the last second, but I traveled with them.
I'll vouch for him as well, Damon. He did
Yeah.
his part, and more so.
He did great. He did wonderful.
Yes, he was
Yeah,
quite useful.
But what does he do? What exactly is it you say you do here?
He was good at keeping us from dying.
I'm good at casting
Oh, it's one of
spells.
those.
Yeah, I'm good at casting spells, and I'm very adept at casting healing magic as well.
Okay.
Just as a cute little animal.
I do, and he pops Roderick up out of nowhere. He's an owl right now, but he used to be a weasel.
Well, okay then. Then I think this might do you some good. And he will, he kind of grins and hands you a beautiful looking amulet with a red heart on it.
Michael knows what that is.
Hey! He'll nod. He'll say, "Thank you. I'll make sure that this is put to good use."
Sure thing. Bear back 1 second. Excuse me.
I love that design. That is beautiful looking.
It very much is.
Quick, the GM is away. Who is trading their items around because they're not happy what they got for Christmas?
What's that one game you play Christmas? It's like White Elephant or something like that.
Yeah, white elephant.
White elephant gift.
Yankee swap.
Oh yeah, that's what it's called.
I'm familiar with the
So
concept
hard
of what you're talking about, but I don't know what you're actually talking about. I don't know the name.
Of a white elephant?
I thought it was a white Russian.
No. Oh,
That's
that.
a drink.
Different thing.
Yeah, very different thing.
I could go with one of those. Anyway.
And I'll just be like,
I should put that on.
All right, everybody. Are we all set?
I believe so.
Actually, I do have one request.
What's that?
I'm trying to. Oh God, I forgot. I totally forgot. Nick, that's his name.
23.
I was like,
Look on your memory banks.
Nikolai Goodman.
thank you, Nikolai. Would you mind if I hit you?
You could certainly try.
I will immediately just try to hit him.
Make a wisdom save.
Oh.
A wisdom.
What? You suck at that.
Watch him roll that 20 now.
Probably.
Ah!
You bring up your sword, and he just stares at you with the impression of, holy fuck, if I attack this guy, he's going to turn me into minced meat. And you just hold back. You don't attack him. Well,
Oh.
hit me.
Can I try again?
You can certainly try.
I've never seen 23 freeze up like that. That's very interesting. Oh.
Make an attack roll.
Oh! Yeah, let's see if he actually hits.
AC 29.
He
Oh,
kills an
no.
old man.
You actually manage to swing this time, and he just kind of leans back forward. Close.
You're very adept.
I get around.
It didn't seem close at all from what I was seeing.
Can I hit you?
Wait, what?
Naturally, please.
I'm
Oh,
gonna just
dear.
take one finger and try to flick you right on the nose, or at least whatever your metal equivalent is. Come on, pardon me, I make I gotta pull up Nikolai's.
This will be the nat 20.
And I die.
We just see 23 just go shooting through the tower, just out of sight.
And then 23 comes back with rainbow hair.
23's blasting off again!
23 will hit 23.
he just right on the nose with a flick.
Ooh.
Very good hit.
Thank you. And Damon goes, never lets me try.
It looks rather painful, Damon. Are you sure you even want to try?
No, I'm good, thank you.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Cerulean like put up a hand towards 23's like dent in the nose, and cast Cure Wounds to try to pull the metal back in. Poke. Yeah, I'll just roll for the hell, just for the shits and giggles. Oh, it should be an extra D8 anyway. Hey, exactly 11.
Well, and then it's at this point where you all hear a, are you gentlemen done playing around?
Quite.
And as you turn around, there is a lady standing in the door.
Magic's weird.
Her picture.
I assume it is the lady Anastasia.
broadsword at her left hip, gilded steel, cuffs, symbol of the Empire emblazoned right on front. Renard and Cerulina both recognize this lady as not only... I'm sorry, what?
Nothing, I was going to say. No, continue, sorry.
As not only a woman of beauty, but also a woman of nobility. Behind her are two retainers, also knights who just seem to be watching all of you with interest. Masks, not masks, but helmets shielded and masking their faces. Nikolai, I wasn't aware you were sparring. I'm sorry, I shall come back another time. And he'll look at her. No, it's quite all right, my lady. Misfortune, this is the Lady Patrician of Bailick, Anastasia Hone. My lady, might I introduce the adventuring group of Misfortune? And she will kind of incline her head from one side to the other.
Kind of just slight head nod.
I'll wave.
Sterling give like since he wants to be proper, he'll give it a very formal bow.
Hello.
A tip of the head, a little bow as well.
You are not what I expected. But you shall do if you so desire.
I'm not sure if we should take offense at that or honor that.
I'm just gonna go with it.
I mean, our name is Misfortune, so.
Not wrong. Not wrong.
You're registered with the Empire's Adventurers, yes?
We are.
Correct.
Then I have a job for you.
Yes. We've already had some minor details about it, but if you'd like to go in more depth, we'd be willing to hear it.
Excellent. Dinner this evening, shall we?
Oh.
Is there somewhere specific we should inquire with?
My courtiers will bring you to the dining chamber this evening at the 7th bell.
I have affairs to tend to in the town. Will they be able to find me?
I suspect we shall have to send you a message, but I think it will reach you. Where will you be?
Shopping.
Shopping. So the Atronus Tower, then?
Perhaps. I'll try to be back by 5, just in case.
Thank you. I would hate to miss this. Good day. And she will turn about and walk off. And you hear Damon go, bitch.
I agree.
I kind of like her.
As I said, be careful with her.
Yeah, she definitely has something about her, doesn't she?
She came into town relatively recently, so...
Who died and made her queen?
Nobody. She bought the position.
Oh.
But
She bought the position?
she did. She's a former adventurer like you.
Ah, so she's opinionated of us.
Did she then take an arrow to the knee?
23. Not everyone retires from adventuring because of that.
If we do have dinner plans, then I should be quick about my affairs. I'm going to head out. If we have anything we want to take care of, now would be the best time.
I do need to find some inks.
I do have a question for you, Renard. You and Lee seem to be the most informed on formal dinners. Should we get clothes appropriate?
She didn't ask, so who cares?
Personally,
we're starting to get going. I kind of want us to look a little more professional.
I will find my orangest poncho.
Personally,
oh, boy.
Roman, if you need some help finding something, I can help you find something in the town. I do.
No, you all could get a uniform or a tabard.
It's not really my style.
We might be more of a badge or a pin kind of group.
Or hats. We could all get matching hats.
Or we could
Maybe
all
like
get
a
orange
dice.
ponchos.
I actually have this really good one for all of you. It'd be like a dice, but on a 20-sided, it would just be the 1.
I don't follow.
Thank you for your contribution, Damon. We will take it under advisement.
What is a dice? Oh, no, I'm sorry. I play dice all the time.
You know what
20
dice
sides,
are.
though.
Come on, even I
Sorry, a 20-sided dice. That sounds very impractical. What would you use that for?
But yeah, Roman, if you want some help finding some formal like dinner attire, if you want to look presentable, I can help you with that.
Figure we should at least look the part of dragon slaying adventurers.
Wouldn't that imply coming in our bloody leathers and all that nonsense?
Oh, don't the ones that boast about how good they have to look all prim and proper because they clearly have the money to do so.
Well, good for them.
Speaking of, okay.
If you want to dress up, Roman, it's up to you. It's your choice. She didn't ask us to dress up. She clearly doesn't expect us to dress up, and I don't believe she's the type of individual you're going to manage to impress just by doing that. You want to spend the money? It's your choice.
I think she'll hate you no matter what.
If we do want to get something to address ourselves as members of a group, though, we could get, cloaks that have a pin of a symbol or some kind. First thought that comes to mind is an empty treasure chest, but that's just my personal thought.
Speaking of gold, we do have quite a bit of things to sell as well, so we need to probably do that and get that settled out of the way.
Yes, I was going to go find a jeweler.
Oh, we do. We have a lot of things to sell. You're right.
If you all don't mind, I was thinking about maybe taking a few silver to get a little ink bottle for inscribing in my book.
Well, that should come out of your cut, shouldn't it?
No, it should. I'm saying we haven't even. I don't know how the magical items was the way we got paid, right?
Yes.
We have lots of stuff from the Dragon Hold though to sell.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. I would take my cut from that and buy some ink. Is what I'm saying.
That's what we're working on.
We'll do that right now.
Yeah, we're getting to that part.
Damon, do you have a table we could throw all this out on and just start dividing up properly? Somewhere that we're not going to be overwatched, overseen, or what have you?
I'll give you all a room, and he will actually just a couple doors.
He just opens a door. Here you go.
Here's a room. Enjoy.
It's one side of this.
Don't choke on dead French fries.
It is difficult to divvy all of it up with it currently being mostly in precious stone form.
It's true.
I have a jeweler's kit. I don't know if I can do anything with these stones or not.
We could abbreviate your shopping session and just say you guys managed to sell off your gems.
Please and
Let's
thank
do
you.
that.
You spend the next couple of hours divvying up your gold as appropriate, selling off the gems at their retail market price.
So we make about
Okay, so
2,400.
So we have 20 through 21.
24, 25 is what we make.
Yep.
I don't feel like spending the next hour listening to you guys shop again.
All right, I'm just deleting all of that. So I'm putting all of it into the gold section. So you said 24, 25?
Yes.
24, 25.
Added
24, 25.
While you guys are handling that, I'm going to go into town and take care of something myself. And Reynard is going to make his way out.
You don't make a portion of money first?
Well, you have to sell it all first, and I have business to take care of. I'm not just going to stand around while we deal with it.
Fair enough.
You don't need me there to do it. I'm sure you can handle all on your own.
Could we also find a money changer to turn the copper and silver into gold?
Yes.
Is there a percent fee that they charge for trading up?
Nope.
Hey, I like this town.
Look at that.
So while they're doing the shopping, Reynard is going to go down to the Toad and Duragar Inn and start looking for Saline.
Okay, 1 moment. She's the dead rat in.
Dead Rat Inn, okay.
I was like, it's a dead rat in.
Yep.
I thought you were saying your cat brought a dead rat inside the house.
I actually thought that too. I'm like, wait, no. Yeah.
Actually, if I see Red going, I'm actually going to tail him. I don't trust him anymore.
1 moment, I'm looking at a multi-class thing. Sorry, checking a roll.
Follow me when I'm shopping.
You're fine.
Well, I assume you're not shopping. I'm like, he knows about the dead rat in.
You learn about Renard's deepest, darkest secret. He's a collector of beanie babies.
You know, I
Gross.
can see it.
Roman, you are correct. I thought that was true. Yep, there we go. Good. Okay. Making your way into the Dead Rat Inn, just as rowdy as one might expect it, there is a random...
But
Kirk
before we get that, if I am being tailed, can I check to see if I'm being tailed?
Make a perception check.
Do I need to make a stealth check?
Are you just trying to sneaky your way there?
Well, I saw him leave, and right now I'm not super trusting of Reynard, so yeah, I'm just like, is he gonna... I was kind of
Actually-
like, what's he doing with the journal?
That's fair. I wouldn't be actively looking. I would just, if I notice, I notice, but I wouldn't be searching for people following me.
Okay, then you will use your passive perception against his...
Whatever I roll, which will probably be a 1. Ugh. Which I think is your passive perception, if I had to guess.
It's 13.
Fuck!
At a certain point, you do see a blue individual following you along the road.
I have a +7!
He's
Not
just
rolling
gonna
like
shake
you do.
He's going to shake his head and ignore that, and he's just going to continue doing what he was doing, which is heading to the Dead Rat Inn.
As you get there, much as rowdy as you had expected it, Thalen is currently at the bar, serving a drink. And she's working, kind of glances up at you and kind of gestures for you to move around to a back room for a moment. And she says, "Be right with you, darling."
Sure thing. I've got somebody following me, so if you could just make sure they don't get in the door, I'd appreciate that.
Well, they know me, too. I was your person before.
Certainly.
Just anybody blue. And I'll give her a wink.
Okay. Is it? It's your blue friend. Well, oddly enough, there's somebody here who wants to have a conversation with him.
Figured that.
Fair enough.
And as you go into the back room, there is a beautiful redhead, her feet propped up on the desk, just looking up at you, peers over a book. And a few moments later, Tempest will walk in as well. And it is Ruby. Well, hello there.
How have you been?
I would say pissed off, but that really doesn't quite fit the words.
Is it just me in this room with Ruby?
You and Bernard.
Okay, we got split up.
Nope, I didn't get an opportunity to talk to her first.
He was not that far behind you, unfortunately.
I'm bad at sneaking, remember?
So what do we owe this honor, Ruby?
I think you are very well aware of why I'm here.
You're right, I know exactly why you're here.
I want it back.
How did you learn that it was Tempest that had it?
She'll gesture towards Salen, who's in the door.
That's interesting.
I'll flip it out of my little satchel and hand it over.
Thank you.
My
At this point,
apologies.
Salen will then speak. You don't know the value of these things, Ruby. I'd keep a closer eye on it. Ruby will nod towards Salen. Thank you. And with that, she will stand up and kind of give Tempest a glare that speaks daggers.
As she goes to step away, I'm going to put a hand over her and says, I believe you owe me your end of the bargain. You've got it back. Now you have to tell me how you got it in the first place. Or shall I ask your friends that helped you here?
She'll look towards Salen. Salen will shrug. It's your deal. Still coughing up a French fry.
Ugh.
Yeah, stale French fries taste like crushed dreams and sadness.
I agree.
Much.
You don't know why these things are so valuable, do you, Mr. Reynard?
Of course I know why they're valuable. Why else would the Empire track every single mage that they can get their hands on with them?
Track them, question them, even resurrect them if they need to.
I'm sorry, resurrect.
Bernard just kind of furrows a brow at that.
There is much about your precious conservatory you don't know, is there?
When you say precious, what exactly do you think the meaning of that word is?
Salen will then walk out. I'll leave you all to it. I have a conversation with them when you're done, Miss Ruby. And the door will close.
Reynard will make sure the door's closed. And before they go anywhere, Reynard will just say, so I didn't mean to embarrass you in front of your friends, but truth be told, once I learned of this group, I had a feeling you might show up, and I figured just to make sure you were good for your end of the bargain.
They use them for hemomancy, blood magic.
I'm familiar with the term, not so much the practice.
Nobody is. At least, nobody they'll tell you about. They use the blood rituals if they need to, not only to track you, but to create clones of you, recreate your existence if you die. All sorts of things they can do with your blood. I keep it. Because I was trying to learn it.
Certainly explains why you didn't just smash it the first chance you had.
Unfortunately, it's a very complicated form of magic, especially when you're far from the conservatory.
Yes, there is something to be said for trying to invent something from scratch.
There are many branches of magic they don't teach.
Yes, well, how did you manage to steal it? You still haven't answered that question.
I didn't. They did. She'll point towards the door.
Yes, I figured they had a larger hand in it. Is this something they've done before? Are you familiar with that?
No. I ask for a favor, they get a favor in return. You understand the sightless eye is very curious about the things that go on in this world. Magic being the foremost on their minds.
Reynard at that point will just pull out the pretty much butchered journal, I imagine, and just gonna wave it. Yeah, I got a feeling I know what they're getting themselves into. Do you trust them?
No, but I trust their intention.
Don't know if that helps us with our issue right now.
What issue?
I'll just kind of look at right now with the book. It's like, can that be handed over? You've been destroying a lot of stuff at this point.
What's left in here I don't think is going to cause any concern. Granted, I'm going to tell them what was in it, but I'm not going to let them have access to the research. I imagine they're more concerned with what was actually in the book and what was being accomplished. If they are who they say they are, then they'll be happy the information was destroyed. They weren't looking to get their hands on it. If they were looking to get their hands on it, then, well, I know then I shouldn't be working with them.
Sightless Eye, they say they're in the best interest of the world, and sometimes I believe them. I think they perhaps find a way to enforce the second decision. I believe that is what their ultimate goal is. How successful at it, I don't know. And I think, like any organization, they are susceptible to corruption.
Well, who's watching them?
Indeed. I actually don't know who's in charge of them. It's very cellular.
So you're saying this taller fellow, I did not take him for the leader of the entire order, but you think he just runs this particular little branch?
He might. Or Salen, I don't know between the two of them. I know that they report to somebody. I don't know whom.
Something like this is going to be in one of the main operatives are going to be in one of the larger towns. Masera, I don't know the names of
They
the
have
other
operatives
towns.
all over the world. Not just in Minthos. Other places as well.
Oh.
And they get very upset with people who don't work with them.
Well, that's...
The last thing you want is a grudge keeper coming after you.
Go ahead.
Grudge Keeper? Is that a title, a name, or a thing?
Yeah, is that a thing we've heard of before? Stories?
Make history
rumors?
checks. Both of you.
Would I have
years.
Would I have advantage because of criminal contacts, or it's not that kind of thing?
You've heard of them. Yeah.
Oh,
Make
he's
history
fine.
check.
History.
Yep, okay. Renard, you have heard the phrase, grudge keepers are essentially trained assassins for one person.
Hmm.
specifically against. They are trained for however long they need to kill one person.
I see. Well, that's a thing.
Are you sure? That sounds absolutely terrible.
As I said, you don't want them coming after you.
There's some things to be said about on a long enough timeline. Well, most of us, anyways.
I hope you're right that this book they just wanted it destroyed, and rather than wanting it themselves.
See in a moment, won't we?
Indeed.
Well, Ruby, you've kept to your end of the bargain, so I guess I should say thank you. You've got your precious item back, and I don't think Tempest is going to be stealing things with which he does not know the value of in the future.
Oh, it was you that took it.
I will look at her straight in the eye and be like, yes, I didn't know if I could trust you or not at first, and I apologize for
Feel compelled to go
later.
through somebody else's belongings for no reason and take their things. Is that just something you do?
If I don't trust them, yes.
He also tampers with gliders so that people can't fly properly. If you haven't noticed, he has a habit of chaotic short-sightedness.
Then allow me to express a little bit more of that. If you ever take anything from me again, they will never find your body, and you will wish for a grudge keeper by the time I am done. Are we clear?
Noted. It was lovely chatting with you again.
She'll give you basically the equivalent of a fuck off look before she will look at Renard, bow her head, and leave. You hear a brief conversation, about a couple sentences are passed back and forth between whoever's outside and Ruby before in walks Salen.
While we're sitting here idly by ourselves, Renard's going to cast Detect Magic.
On the room, or just casting spell?
He's just going to cast it so it's active. See if there's anything magical here he doesn't recognize.
Okay. As Salen walks in, she has 3 magic items on her person. Looks like a tunic, a rapier, and an amulet.
Okay.
I made some choice comments in Orin when Ruby walked away.
Check her character sheet.
whispering them under my breath. Because
Check her character sheet real quick.
We've had this conversation before. I've said things in Orin around her before.
Yeah, I know, but she's leveled up since then, so.
Ah, well, shit. She learned a whole language?
She learned it a lot faster than the rest of us have been able to learn languages.
Very true. Nope, she does not know Orin.
Sounds like I'm just whistling or like breathing out.
Okay. Yeah, she's not that kind of. And as Salen walks in, she'll give you all a bow of her head before the door will close. Well, how did it go?
Went fine.
She didn't kill me.
I wasn't talking about the redhead.
Oh. The dragon didn't kill us.
Well, that's good. Did you find what I asked you to find?
I'll just
I
look at
did
Renard.
find what you asked me to find, and I will tell you right now, I had a little look at what was inside.
And what did you determine from it?
So you said you were interested in this research and you wanted to know what was going on with it. I imagine it wasn't just in pertaining to the fact that it is more than lycanthropy.
We had a belief that somebody was conducting necromantic rituals up in Elvonera.
I'll tell you right now, you're right. A source of information in this book says that he was trying to determine how to turn creatures into undead werewolves and all the powerful might, and that could come with that. As humanoid forms, for that matter, the best of every world. Oh my goodness, what could have come of this? And he will take out the journal, and he was going to set it on the table in front of him. And I can tell you right now, every mention of necromancy has already been removed from this book. It's been destroyed. It is information that does not belong in anyone's hands.
Oh, so I'm to understand you're the one that did that.
Indeed. I'll tell you right now.
Why?
I just told you. That
Well,
sort of power.
I'm not mad. I'm curious about your reasoning.
Do I need a reason other than it shouldn't be? Is it not that simple?
No, it is not. there has to be some moral reason why you are deciding to burn necromancy. I understand if you have some objection to it, but are you not interested in knowledge or power in that regard?
I don't need that kind of power. And that kind of power is not something that should be so easily given out. All types of magic, all schools of magic, they all have ramifications. And I just previously learned, not 2 minutes before you walked in the door, that there are schools of magic that I don't even know of. Schools of power that are so vast and so powerful, perhaps, they can do things that I could not even fathom in my wildest dreams. I know what necromancy is capable of. I know what dark depths people will go to with which to gain it, and I know what kind of power comes from it. And it is not the sort of thing that people should be able to do. It is not something that ever has good intentions. Well, perhaps I shouldn't say never, but
you would do
this is not good.
You would do well as a sightless eye agent if you take that to heart. We enforce the second decision. We remove the schools of magic banned when the Dawnspire and the Silent Dark came to their conclusions. Any mention of it is erased.
Well, if I can take you at face value on that, then maybe you're right. But I also think that I have more strict terms of what should and shouldn't be than you do.
Perhaps. If I enlighten you on a few schools of magic and I tell you to destroy them, would you do so?
That would seriously depend on the schools of magic. I can't very well promise to destroy something I don't understand. I have to understand it first. At least in the terms where I can understand what necromancy means to do.
You understand that there are 8 schools of traditional magic.
And at least one non-traditional now.
Hemomancy.
Yes.
I'm assuming you were talking to Ruby. There are 2 others that are more specifically used, or were used anyway. One is called Dunamancy, the other is called Chronomancy. One is the manipulation of space, and the other is manipulation of time.
I could grasp that by the names, yes.
You won't find them in any normal school, but there are still practitioners in the world. If you find them, we would appreciate knowing about them. At the very least.
They sound dangerous.
You have no idea.
The power to manipulate time and space. Doesn't take much to envision that.
There are creatures powerful enough to stand a single moment in time and then shatter it like glass, erasing it from existence, as if it never happened.
You actually believe something like that?
I do.
Sounds like something that shouldn't be allowed.
You'll excuse me if I have a harder time believing that. If there's such magic is possible, then how are we here to talk about it?
That's something you should have asked the Dawnspire 200 years ago when they first dealt with it. I can't find that out now, but I know they're out there.
Maybe I will ask someone about it. Now, he will kind of push the remains of the book across the table. If you're interested in the werewolf states, maybe you can do some good with that, but I imagine if anything, it should just be turned over to the Dark Claws. They'd get more use out of it than anyone, but there is your book. Sans the information of use.
Forgive me, I believe we agreed on a reward, but it seems to be escaping me at the moment.
3,000 gold pieces. I never do anything if I don't know what I'm getting done.
Indeed. But since you destroyed half the information, I believe half the reward.
You could say that, and you could argue that information, but I believe since you were planning on destroying it anyways, I should get the bonus, because I did it first. I took the initiative.
I did not say I was going to destroy it. I said I was going to deal with it.
Is there a difference?
Not to me. Half the reward is the best offer I'm going to give you.
Well, now you've already we destroyed the book, is it of any value to us now?
Oh, that is a. Oh, I am considering being such an asshole right now. Oh, I am considering being such an asshole right now. No, he's not going to do anything. He'll say, "Fine. If you feel that I only deserve to get half the reward despite all the work that I put into this, then I guess that's your prerogative, isn't it? You do want to make friends, after all."
And she will pull out a small hole from her pocket. It looks like just an infinite black void, which she sets on the table and just pops open. And her hand kind of waves before a satchel of coin will just link up. And she'll look at it, dump some out, count, dump some more out, count, pick up a couple more, put it in, and hand it to you. Then she'll seal the hole and stow it.
I didn't see that magic item on her.
I don't think that's the amulet for her.
Was there anything magical inside the hole?
Probably. Probably a ton of shit.
Probably a ton of shit.
Also, low-key, Lake, I honestly thought when he's like, don't you want to make friends? I thought you were going to, like, cast friends. Like, oh!
Cast charm person on her? That would not have gone well.
Tempest low-key is just like, is that space manipulation? That's the Dunamancy shit, right?
No, it's a portable hole, darling.
See, I'm not a mage.
And she will hand Renard a satchel of 1,500 gold.
Which I'm sure won't get shared.
Renard just gives you a dirty look.
Is that to
me?
The Tempest.
I'll be like, the one who got you the damn job in the first place. It's technically my job.
He will take the coin, he'll look over and says, "We might see each other again, we might not. But just as a fair warning, I'm not one for making threats, but don't make it a thing where you're looking at me and I'm not looking back. Let's be cordial about this. After all, you want to make a friend."
My darling, I have done you a great service already.
All right. Renard will shrug that off, and he will take the coin, and he will tuck it away for a moment before he makes his way out the door.
Okay.
Tempest rolls his eyes, bows cordially to her, Salen, and just kind of walk out.
Once we get outside, Reynard is going to say, "The next time you follow me like that, I'm going to lead you on a wild goose chase into the middle of the forest and teleport home."
Guess I'll just fly home then.
You will be the one to find your way home. Are you that suspicious of me? Have you lost that much trust already?
I just don't know your intentions yet. That's all.
That's because I don't go acting short-sighted. I actually think my things through before I do them. You might learn a thing from that.
Maybe, but there's something to be said for taking chances and going in the heat of the moment.
Yes, I'm sure Ruby, after stealing her vial, felt the same way. And I'm sure that gnome that fell into the forest that we had to rescue from spiders felt just the same as well.
I feel a little bit bad about Rumi, but that gnome deserved it.
Reynard just shakes his head back and forth. I feel like I'm talking to a brick wall. All right, we need to regroup with the others.
Okay.
Okay.
What are the rest of you doing?
I guess we just got back from selling gems and going to a money changer.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the gold we had comes out to 448 a person with 1 gold left over in the group funds.
Well, that's great because Reynard just tosses 1,500 gold pieces on the table. Here's your cut.
All right, let me
It's an extra 200. It's an extra 250 a person.
Okay, so
Easy math.
448 plus 250. Hey!
Everyone goes dividing up a Roman big. Do we want to leave some just as party funds if we need to buy something for everybody? Just a thought.
I'll
I think
just
at
take
this moment, once we come along something larger, sure, but this divides pretty neatly. Let's just take this as is.
If it comes up, we'll worry
How
about
much
it
was the
then.
total?
Yeah, type it in
600
chat.
Yeah, 680 something or 690 something each.
It should be 698.
One thing
Nice.
I did think of while we were exchanging all this gold and copper, getting everything sorted, we're probably going to need to buy some kind of vehicle and horses. So I figured.
Oh, that's right. We didn't bring our cart from Darashore, did we?
We did not.
Nope.
And
Do you think
after Izan went through so much trouble to fix it up for us.
Oh,
Do you think the city has any good, maybe, I mean, sturdy horses for the carriages? I mean, if we're going to be doing this, then we might as well get party stock, right?
Wouldn't be a bad idea to check, no.
I don't know if a horse could carry me.
not singular. I'm talking like we put you in a cart and then we put multiple.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's steady horses out there. We might find something.
We might need something a little larger for you, 23. What would you say about a bison?
What is a bison?
An elephant.
If I get a fucking war elephant, I will be so happy.
23. We could get a rhinoceros for you.
Just a rhinoceros.
What is a rhinoceros?
A
What
faraway
is a
beast.
rhinoceros?
It has a horn, like a unicorn, but stronger
Oh,
to be
go ahead.
good.
and less magical.
I was gonna say it's like, oh, a unicorn, kind of like Roman over here.
It's just
No, Roman is nothing like a unicorn.
He looks
Flash.
fabulous though.
How late in the day is it?
It's late afternoon, 3-4 o'clock.
It's possible we might want to wait till tomorrow morning to look for maybe something to draw the cart. That way we have first pick, because probably at this point, if there's any good animals to pull, they're probably already been picked out.
We have the dinner at 7 as well. I have some things I would like to buy at Atronis Tower, but other than that, that's it. Everybody has some coin now. If you have anything you need, this is the time to catch up on it.
Yeah,
I was
I'm-
going to go check out Potions 11. They have a compendium on everything to do with alchemy ever.
I think I'm going to go to the tower as well. I need to get some inks, and I do have a spell in mind I wish to write down, but I got to make sure they actually have it.
So expensive, but I guess I'll go to the tower as well.
You thought we were going to skip the shopping, GM.
Tower heist. Tower.
She's like, no.
No!
If it makes you feel better, I already know what I want. Quickly.
I don't remember what the tower has.
Oh dear.
Okay.
It's been like 4 sessions since we've been at the tower.
What are we shopping for at Eternus Tower?
Well, actually, I'll go through mine right quick. Reynard is looking to buy a scroll of absorb elements.
If I hear you looking for that, I would just tell you that I can make you one for cheaper than they can sell it.
Okay. Then he will buy 125 gold pieces worth of spell ink.
You have no issues with that.
I will do the same, actually, because, I don't have spell ink, and I might as well stock up on it.
Okay. You also have no issues with that.
How much was it? 125?
Well, I specifically bought 125 because I was at an odd number.
Oh, okay. Well, how much is it for one bottle of magical ink?
Well, ink it's 50 gold per spell level, so it depends on how many spell levels you want to subscribe.
Then I'll get 150.
Oh, and that reminds me, this spell of Unseen Servant, you never did take care of it now that we're here and you have your spell ink. If you want to buy the scroll, you can, or we can just...
Oh, I wasn't actually going to buy a Scroll of Unseen Servant, but I still would like to do our deal. No, I'm actually looking for something else. It's a bit more utility-wise, but I think it might be useful for us in the travels ahead.
All right. I will hand him the Scroll of Unseen Servant.
And I will unfasten my book, and I'll pass it off to him.
Okay.
And I'm looking for a second level scroll of augury.
120 gold.
Done.
So, I put some of my stuff in chat. I know I bought magical bolts here before for like 50 gold. Can I get another quiver full of those for arrows?
Yes.
Okay. Still 50 gold for arrows as well?
A quiver is 25.
Oh, don't know why I was upselling that. Or are you talking about the actual quiver itself? Because I was going to see if there's like
Quiver with +1 ammo is 25 gold
Okay,
each.
got it. And is there any kind of like a quiver?
Sorry, each arrow is 25 gold.
Oh, that's so much more than I think I spent last time I was here. Okay, I will bow.
Yeah,
A full rack of regular ammo is 20.
I don't think that's what I bought before, so I'd probably cheated then. Never mind then. Anything to improve AC then?
Anything to improve AC.
Well, just like, is there like a basic like cloak of protection kind of thing or a ring of protection?
I also would be interested in seeing if she has a bag of beans.
Cloak of protection is 3,500.
Dang it. Okay. The ring's gonna be more expensive, so never mind.
Ring of protection is 3,500.
Same time.
What are you asking for, Kevin?
A bag of beans or a portable hole?
You can't afford a portable hull.
Okay. What about a bag of beans?
Which is a portable hull? Yeah, portable hull's 35,000.
Guys, we need to kill a lot more dragons.
It's no. I'm not selling that.
But I love it.
No. Stop trying to bet in power game, y'all.
What about boots or cloak of elven kind?
Oh,
I'll
actually,
take the
yeah.
price range.
Oh, damn it.
Or maybe bracers of archery?
Probably outside our price range.
I think they're all uncommon
Actually,
items, so they might be in my
is 1,500.
close.
I'm going to
600 off or so from that.
Bag of beans. Get the hell out of here.
I'll look at the price
What?
and just go, I'm going to Potions 11. Fuck this place.
Do they still have the glue for 400 gold?
Nope.
Oh, God.
Oh!
So would well, actually it's gonna take 4 hours for me to inscribe that augury. So would me and Renard just like be in the tower just writing this stuff down?
Want to? It'll take you a few hours though.
We got dinner plans.
You said it's like 3 or 4. Inscribing a first level is like 2 hours, so I could.
I had to look at the player's handbook to know the specific time requirements.
For the book I have, it's 2 hours and 50 gold pieces, depending on the level.
Warlocks.
Time.
Well, I think we've got everything. I can't immediately think of anything we're going to need from the potion stall, but
So did I.
I'm going to hand Kevin 100 gold pieces. Buy me 2 potions of healing. I would like to have 2 more that I can carry around with me, just in case.
I can do that.
Are you coming to the potion shop, Kevin?
Yes, that was my initial intention.
Cool. Let's go. Shopping trip.
Did they have cloak or boots of elven kind?
They're expensive.
They're expensive.
Oh, are they? Okay. Sorry, I didn't hear that.
I had a couple of quick items I wanted to see.
Boots of Elvenkind were 2,500. And as I look at my
An expensive world.
Elvenkind is 5,000.
Aren't the boots like just uncommon?
Guys, I know what we do. We sell the bow for like 30,000 gold pieces, and we can buy everything we could ever want.
I'm sure that'll have no ramifications whatsoever.
That's why it was an out of character suggestion.
What if I know this hasn't been suggested yet, so it's a little outside the box. What if we heist the tower?
Ooh.
I feel like I've heard that somewhere before.
It could have been anyone that suggested it. Really,
I've heard the organ market is very popular right now.
I don't have organs.
My organs are like all windy and gusty. You don't want mine.
Kidney.
Anywho,
All right, I think Cerulean and I are going to be busy here for a while. I'm going to take a moment to look into any information about, information we talked about, Kevin, while you all are shopping.
Alright. So I actually have a quick question for Naruto before he goes up, but I wanted to see about a couple items. Would they carry silvered weapons here?
They do.
What would it cost if you get a pair of silvered rapiers?
Rapier price plus 100 gold.
So 125 plus 125, so 250. Okay. And then can I get chain shirt? I wanted to also see about a garish looking suit for the dinner. And then lastly, I wanted to ask Reynard, should I even ask about an arcane focus, or would that be too much?
What do you mean an arcane focus?
You guys kept talking about people giving power. I just kind of wanted to see what I got on my end of the deal, kind of thing, other than my life.
I mean, if it's something that you think is going to come to fruition, arcane focuses are not particularly uncommon. They're not particularly expensive either, so...
I just didn't know if you were if I asked, I don't know if they're a band thing that only people from the conservatory can have.
Oh, yeah, actually, now that I think about it. Well, if you are a practicing member of any form of magic, you are required to be registered with the conservatory, so...
Ooh.
So you may have to...
go off market with that.
Kevin, too.
Listen, I was made by them.
We had to take oil.
Asking that question may bring more problems than you think. If you wanted to, you could just work around it. Or are you asking me if I purchase one for you?
If you could purchase one for me, that might be easier.
All right. I suppose I could do that much at least. I don't see any harm in just letting you see if something more will come of this. I do plan to do some research, but typically in my experience, there are wands, rings, jewels, orbs, many different types of implements. Do you have one particularly in mind? Some are more expensive than others, mind you.
An orb sounds kind of cool.
All right. At most, it's going to be no more than 30 gold pieces. So just hand that over, and I'll see what I can do for you.
All right, drop in 30 gold.
Okay.
All right, and the other things were a chain shirt, which I doubt they have here at some armory.
Standard price.
And then a kind of a fancy-looking suit, kind of more on the garish.
That you have to go to Talrix for, and that's actually going to be done in character.
Alrighty.
Ooh.
Talric's a fun one.
Are anybody else going to Talrix Emporium?
Kevin and I are going to Potions
No,
World, and
I'm
If
going
I knew
to.
that there was people going there, I would ask them to see if they could find me a nice orange poncho.
I'm
23 will
gonna
go with.
I'm gonna stay in the tower and ask if there's a sitting area for people to inscribe spells into books.
She'll point off the clerk will point off to one of the side rooms.
Okay.
And-
It's real.
So go ahead. I was just saying I will make a point of purchasing an arcane focus orb for Roman.
Okay. 30
I
gold.
was gonna give a little bit of a bow to the clerk and.
Well, I said 30 because I couldn't remember. Looking it up, it says 20. So are they trying to rip me off, or?
Nah, 20 gold. Sorry,
Okay.
standard price. People who are indifferent to you sell at the same price for player's handbook stuff.
I don't know. Wait, I didn't get a discount for being a member of the conservatory, did I? Because I think I did get a discount for being a member of the conservatory.
Not that I'm aware of.
I showed her my pin, and whatever.
You got for your research you did.
I didn't get free research. She charged me for the research.
She charged you at a discounted price.
Go ahead.
Oh, that means I might have a discount if I ask. Interesting. But I don't know that.
The Potions 11, what are you doing with Sebastian?
So,
You can't afford to buy his research book.
still can't?
He wanted like 10 grand for it.
I thought he didn't give me a price last time. I thought he just said I didn't have enough.
I think he gave you a price.
He was like 10
I couldn't remember
grand.
if he gave me a price or not.
I think we all gagged at it.
I was remember that 150 gold wasn't enough.
Yeah, I'm looking at my notes and I have 12.5.
I'm just looking for straight up 2 potions of healing.
50 gold apiece.
Yeah, I figured.
I will get Renard's 2 potions of healing and let's see what was the name of that book that I got at the place with the stuff.
So specific.
So
But the person behind
the book about
book-
herbs and where to find them, that didn't tell me anything about how to use them, just where to find them, right?
Hmm.
Why didn't we look in there for the belladonna?
Oh, because Kevin wasn't really aware that you guys were looking for belladonna. He spent the whole way back reading his Space Spirits book and not paying attention.
We had a book of herbology.
Yes, in my pocket.
We're all just like, what is this damn plant? And
Kevin
Kevin's
has
like,
a passive perception of 12, so he was unaware you guys were looking for that.
even you would have noticed me stealthing behind Reynard. Damn it.
So that doesn't tell me how to like use them in an alchemical.
And for that,
There we go.
For that, you need to either experiment, buy a book, or buy Sebastian's Total Guide to Everything.
Right. So I was making sure like, it only tells me where to find them. It doesn't give me any like usages for them.
Yep.
What were his cheaper books?
Depends what you're trying to buy.
Just like something to get me started.
A book to create a potion of healing.
I guess I was thinking more on like the alchemy than herbalism side, but yeah, I can. I wouldn't say no
how to craft a potion of healing.
Yeah,
I think that's 150 gold.
that's actually not that big. Could I trade him a potion of flying for it?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, out of character now.
He'll take that in a heartbeat.
If I am there, I'd be like, Kevin, what are you doing? Bad deal.
Potions of healing allow us to live longer.
Yes, but I'll just kind of like, this is not equivalent to that. Just pay 150 gold.
I will give you this, and you give me the book and 150 gold.
That
Don't you know about the law of equivalent exchange? Something all alchemists have to know?
I don't know what I know, but Kevin is an alchemist. Ian is not. This is like the opposite of what I was saying earlier.
I'm just gonna look at Kevin and be like, Kevin, potion of flying is worth a lot of gold.
How much is it worth? Do I know how much it's worth roughly?
He has a price tag of 350 gold for one in his own space.
I'll just like bring it over to him with the 350 gold out. Like, this is how much a potion of flying costs.
Oh, good. Then I will give you this, and you give me the book and 200. I broke Tempest.
I had to mute myself.
Master of the deal.
Hey,
See Sebastian.
I'll have you know I have a
walking
1 in
with a very
persuasion.
confused look.
He
This
has
is the point in the game.
best
This is the point in the game where the game tells you you've lost reputation.
Yeah, pretty much.
I have
Sebastian
a
will
1 in
remember that.
persuasion. I am very persuasive.
I'm just like, he's not even wrong, but he's so wrong.
I'm just smiling and like holding the potion towards him.
I'm gonna just say, I'm gonna like look at the book. I'm gonna be like, here's 150 gold. I'm gonna buy the book. And I will look at Kevin and be like, Kevin, would you like this book for Potion of Flying?
And 200 gold. I see how much it's worth now. I will not be undersold.
Take the damn book.
Cunning try though, Tempest.
Take the damn book.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Couldn't watch that anymore.
Meanwhile, Roman walking into Talric's Emporium. Entering this room, you can see what looks to be almost like a vintner with just different bottles of wine across one of the shelves, reds and whites and even some rosés. But Talric is there, and he turns around, looks he's designing some sort of suit, but he'll turn around and look at you. His hands will clasp together. Well, hello, my friend. It is so nice to see you again.
Hello to you, too. I came looking for one of your fine suits, something garish. I have a dinner tonight.
Of course. Please. And he'll actually guide you to a section that has 3 mirrors on top of a small stand.
Stand there, just kind of already looking himself over and what he's already wearing. He goes,
He takes a measuring tape over the shoulders. Just okay. Now, is this for a day or evening?
It's for an evening, I guess. It is a dinner.
Formal event or social?
I believe formal.
Very well. How would you like your trousers? And he's measuring you up and all over the place.
He kind of jumps that. I would like them good. I don't know how trousers come.
Cropped or tailored? Tapered, excuse me.
Cropped.
Very well. Do you have any idea what I'm talking about?
No.
Then trust me when I say you'll want them tapered. How about the lining? What color? Orange.
He'll kind of look at the strands of hair and he's like, let's go with purple.
A purple suit.
Yes.
You're going to
Do we need this an immediate, or is this an immediate thing?
Kind of.
What time do you need specifically? I'll have it sent to you over.
Seven bells.
Your dinner is at 7 bells. It is now 5 bells. This is a rush order. Oh
Yes.
my goodness. Allow me an hour. It'll be 300 gold for this rush order. Oh, that's not 300. 30 gold. Excuse me.
I was like, does this shoot fireballs too? I was like,
30 gold. I'm sorry. For a rush order.
It's still cheaper than a copper wire.
I'm super scared.
He'll fish out the 30 gold and put it down. He's like,
suit is woven with mithril.
He actually has something like that.
Like a kingpin suit?
Very similar to a kingpin.
It doesn't matter to me because it doesn't help me, but
it is considered light armor, but he does have a kingpin suit. Very well. And he will get to work on that suit. You're looking around looking like the Joker.
I don't know why.
don't forget about the orange poncho.
Why you were
have an orange poncho?
While you're role playing as the suit guy, it reminded me a lot of like the John Wick 2 one where he just like tapered or tailored.
Actually, I will. Is there anything orange in the store?
No. It is tasteful clothes.
Nothing orange. There's no Texas Longhorns fans in this entire city.
Well,
I'm sorry, we're real people.
23.
No, they're all Auburn fans.
ew. JK. We love you, Auburn.
Wah, wah.
23 is going to go to the store too.
Okay.
I am looking for a hat. I have a fancy dinner.
What kind of hat would you like?
What would you recommend? What would fit my build?
And he will hand you a giant orange cowboy hat.
I love it.
Ask for a feather.
That's for the purple suit.
Can I get a feather?
I don't have any, unfortunately.
You have not a single feather in this.
Not for that style.
How much is that?
5 silver.
I will take it.
He will sell it to you.
And I will.
3. Do you need a suit to go with that?
I can't wear clothes, Roman. I will rip them. I am made of metal.
Hey, just get something nice and big and maybe baggy. Put it over your form. It'll look great.
Is there anything
Definitely not
else
Blitzcrank.
you wish to do before we gather for dinner?
I wanted to stop at a store on my way back to wherever we're meeting real fast. Or really, I think.
Oh, really? Or really? Okay.
Or really.
You can. It is filled with rocks, gems, diamonds, rubies, emeralds.
Perfect. That's what I was looking for. Can I get some raw gems to like play with my jeweler's kit?
How many gems at worth are you wishing to buy?
Just some small, like, probably the cheaper gems. So like amethysts, things like that. I'm sorry, Mickey, you looked this up.
Ball out, get the cubic zirconias.
Are those super cheap?
I think so.
Probably.
25 gold.
For like 5 or 6 little amethyst pieces?
What it actually includes is a bunch of different stuff for you to tool with.
Oh,
Gems, some pliers,
Oh.
wire cutters, needles.
That's
thread.
right. Because I don't have a jeweler's kit yet, because I just got the proficiency, not the actual kit. Yeah. Okay. I will
Now
get
have a
that.
jeweler's tools.
All right. Cool beans.
And
That's all I wanted.
Mostly helps you with the attempting to identify gemstones or prove the validity of gemstones.
Okay.
just because I forget from last time we were in town, there's no like bookstore here, right?
It's the Atronus Tower.
Did they have? Once again, because I forget from last time we were here. Did they have any like idiots' guides to languages?
You
Like,
have one already.
idiot's guide to primordial.
Didn't you buy one already?
Don't talk about Tempest like that.
Wow. I will say
No,
something.
I
rude
didn't
and
buy
primordial.
any. I failed my investigation check, I think, last time I was here, so I have no dictionaries of any sort.
Wasn't I just gonna help you with that? Like teach
You
you?
were, and I was going to help you learn how to shoot guns, and then you got a magic bow, and that kind of fell by the wayside. But I also want to learn more than primordial.
There's so much money wasted in guns.
I didn't waste the money on guns.
Shut
That
up.
was the book we bought. We wasted 100 gold on a
Stupid,
book that we didn't need to buy at Weston Smithlands.
stupid freaking book.
If only someone could have told you that I knew how to use firearms.
Okay, I don't know if you know this, but Tempest. Yeah, if only. But Tempest is chaotic and just kind of like free, just does whatever. No impulse
I
control.
hadn't noticed.
Actually, there was a few things that right now I forgot. He does want to talk to. I keep forgetting the. I don't know why I don't have it in my notes. The Archmage of Conjuration's name.
Ooh, I have that. Hold
Rama
on.
Atronus.
You got it faster.
You'll have to say it again because people are talking over each other.
Zarama Atronus.
Rama Atronus. Okay. I'm going to approach her again and says, actually, I bought that album a moment ago, but I realized I would like to carry an extra one just for myself. You never know, just in case you happen to lose one. Never good. I would like to purchase for myself a staff and a wand as well. And on top of that, I would like to, if you have it in your stock, do you have any ruby dust? I need 50 gold pieces worth.
All of those available.
All right, then. Thank you kindly.
The wand and the staff are blank.
Yes, he's just looking for them as arcane focuses.
Okay. Then you have no issues buying them.
Oh, yes. I don't suppose you know much about fey creatures, do you?
I know a fair amount about them.
We had a run-in with a fox spirit while we were traveling north. Nothing untoward. It was very friendly, as a matter of fact. Playful, admittedly, but mostly friendly. One of our friends was killed. And two of our robotic friends, the Warforged, they seem to speak with it and treat with it. And it seemed to have brought him back to life. Have you ever heard of anything like that?
If he did that, then I can only understand the ramifications were they offered him a deal of some sort. They want him to do something. I don't know what. It's not unheard of, but it is exceedingly rare if your friend was chosen. The Sealy Court are very fickle creatures.
Yes, that I believe that name did come up. My concern is they seem to have sent him back with the implication that he was a champion now, but they haven't given him a purpose with what he's supposed to do, and I have my concerns that they may have basically just gotten him to agree to this via a blank check scenario, where he is expected to do something even if he didn't agree to it.
It is possible. I could not tell you for certain. I will say that majority of the Sealy Court are... They're not cruel or evil creatures, but they do have an agenda. Traditionally, it does not involve the material plane. So if they have one on our realm, then there must be something they want him to do.
That has been wonderful information. Thank you. I just wanted to clear this up with someone who would know far more better than I. And I'm curious, I've had some rumors about fey creatures, and I'll go over everything I talked with you about in Discord. Is there any legitimacy to these claims?
She'll chuckle. It depends on how touched by the Fae they are. I have heard of entities who have been part or even quarter who are not resistant or who have no allergic reactions to the cold iron effects. It depends on the degree, I suppose.
Thank you. Actually, that's another question. Do you have any simple items, like a pin made of cold iron, that I could perhaps test this with?
I believe all I have is a cold iron blade. I don't think I actually have any slivers.
I'm sure that would be... I don't need to purchase something that expensive just for this rudimentary test, but thank you nonetheless. I'll try with other means.
Be careful with your friend. The Fae are fickle, and they don't like being ignored.
Yes, well, this one seems to be a bit of a showman. I'm sure you saw his hair.
She just gestures to her all white hair. Yes.
Well, thank you.
Of course.
I'm done. I'm ready for the dinner.
All right. Anybody else?
Was there any dictionaries?
No.
Or
not for Primordial.
It's just like any languages, even if it's like Dwarven or something.
Yeah, there's an Elvish, Dwarvish, and Gnomish in there.
How much would Dwarvish and Gnomish cost?
Each?
Yes.
25 gold apiece.
Oh, I'll buy both of them.
Okay. It's going to take you years, you understand that.
I thought it's like 200 or 300 days to learn a language.
That's perilously close to a year. To learn them both, it'll be years.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
And that's not... It's 200 days consecutive. If you're spending 2 hours a night, kind of a thing.
I'll buy Dwarvish.
Okay. All right. And with everybody gathered as you make your way towards the keep, some of you more well-dressed than others in purple suits and orange hats, other of you in your standard attire is where we will end tonight's session. Thank you, everybody, for joining us this evening. You were all a wonderful crowd. I think everybody did just fine this week. For the rest of you, don't forget to follow and subscribe to our Twitch channel. Also remember, it is the end of September, so make sure to take advantage of those halfway.
That ended yesterday.
Oh, did it?
Yep, ended the 24th.
Well, it's not September anymore. It's not October yet, though. Well, whatever. Our entire schedule is viewable in the doodly-doo down below. We have had some changes, unfortunately. We've had to, one of our DMs had to take a mental health break. So there is not going to be the Thursday evening Waterdeep Dragon Heist for some time. However, our other games are still going strong, including Curse of Strahd, our cult games, and of course, Adventure with Advantage on Saturday mornings. Remember, all of our videos are available for free on YouTube. Please like and subscribe over there as well. You guys have anything?
I may have missed it, but we have a Discord.
We do have a Discord.
Yes, it is on the link below. Anybody is welcome to join, and by joining, you can meet and interact with all our fine individuals who hang out there, which is players in games, other people who just enjoy the content, so on and so forth. If we are looking for more people in the game, we always pull from the Discord first. We always inquire within, and you may find yourself on a game on TTRP Theater.
Maybe.
Join that Discord.
Woo!
Other than that, look for me on Saturdays as I run Curse of Strahd Saturday evenings, and Beth again on Saturday mornings, who runs Adventure with Advantage. think that's pretty much everything.
I am Beth, and on behalf of myself and all these amazing players, good night. We will see you all next week when Misfortune has dinner.
The dinner episode.
Bye.
Now, this is where the game turns into the murder mystery, where we try to figure out who killed the noble, and it's all like us investigating. We're all really terrible at it.
So did I just
I'm
become
ready to-
Professor Plum?